Hi guys, welcome to We Are Tottenham TV. I am Barnaby Slater from the Spurred On podcast. Some of you may remember me from back in 2015, 2016 when I started the Spurred On channel. Then it shut, ruthlessly, terrible. But I'm back now with daily content on the Spurred On podcast. My handle is in the title, check it out. But more importantly, this is the live watch along for the Tottenham Hotspur versus Aston Villa game. It starts in just a few minutes, but I have to reference first a terrible day for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club as our former manager Terry Venables has passed away. Incredibly sad. I'm sure there'll be a round of applause, a minute's applause before the game as it gets started. Me personally, I grew up with Terry Venables as the manager of Tottenham from about 1988 to obviously 1992. We won the FA Cup then. We had Gaza, we had Gary Lineker, some of the best players and some of the best times. So a terrible day, and I'm sure you'll join with me in wishing all the respects to his family and his friends. But we've got to get on to the game, guys, because it's a huge one and there's some massive team news as well. I'm going to take you through the Tottenham lineup today, starting with, of course, Vicario in goal. What a great keeper he's been for us so far this season. So relieved to have him. He's a real upgrade on Hugo Lloris. Then Pedro Porro, as expected, at right back, and Destiny Udogie comes back in at left back, which will be huge for us. I think we all agree against Wolves in the last game, Emerson Royale wasn't great at left back, but he keeps his place in the side because he comes in instead of Eric Dyer on the right side of the centre halves, and alongside him on the left side is Ben Davis. Let us know in the comments what you think about that one. I know that's something that is a surprise to a lot of people that Eric Dyer hasn't kept his place. Not a fan's favourite, it's fair to say, Eric Dyer these days. I personally think he played okay against Wolves, but in the last couple of minutes, obviously, some would say that he was responsible for at least one of those two goals that won the game for Wolves. In midfield, Rodrigo Bentancur, his first start since his ACL injury, alongside Giovanni Lo Celso in what looks like a central midfield with basically no defensive midfielders in whatsoever. And then I think it's interesting. Will it be Brian Hill in the number 10 or will it be Deki Kulusevski? It'll be very fascinating to find that out. My instinct is that it'll start with Hill and that he can provide the creativity, but it could be Kulusevski with, of course, Hill starting in one of the wide roles. But currently, it looks like it's going to be Kulusevski, Brennan Johnson on the sides with Heung-Min Son up front. I'll quickly take you through the Villa side as well, seeing as it's up there. Emi Martinez, Konsa, Carlos, Pau Torres and Luca Dina. Matty Cash, I think they'll be playing a kind of 3-5-2 with wing-backs, with Cash and Dina playing as a wing-backs. Then Camara, Douglas Luiz, John McGinn, Diaby and Watkins. They're a great team. It's going to be a really difficult game. I'm now going to switch over the feed so I can watch that game because this is a watch-along. I should tell you, Ash Matic from Southview COYS is going to be my partner. If you're watching live, I'm going to now join in for the minute's applause for Terry Venables. I can see that they're doing it. Now, what memories do you guys have of Terry Venables? Maybe some of you are a little bit too young to remember what kind of manager he was. Of course, he managed Spurs, but he also, before Spurs, was manager of Barcelona. He'd previously managed QPR, did an amazing job then. He was also a great player for Spurs back in the day. And then after getting the Tottenham job, of course, he took England to the semi-finals of Euro 96, had a really great shot at that tournament, a great team he put together. And I've noticed this morning on Twitter, all of those ex-players, Gary Neville, Alan Shearer, Gary Lineker, who played for him for Spurs, they're all saying he was the best tactical coach that they ever played under. What a legend. He also went on to manage the Australian national team, which of course is something he has in common with big Ange Postecoglou, our manager. So I don't want to say that's the last thing I'll say about Terry Venables today, but it is a very sad day and the players are wearing black armbands as a result of him passing away. But the game is about to start. Very exciting team. It's really fascinating to me how this side will do. I have to say my experience of times when Tottenham Hotspur have played a team that maybe is a surprise, and it's a surprise, like a positive surprise that fans wanted, where there's lots of attacking talent, where they've dropped the player that they think isn't good enough. My experience of that is that it doesn't always go as well as you want it to. The game has just kicked off. Aston Villa with the possession early doors. It looks to me like Deki Kulusevski is starting a little bit more central, actually, with Brennan Johnson starting on the right. I wonder if that's just the way that the game has started. Very fascinating to me how this is going to work out. I want to talk a little bit more about Destiny Udogie, or actually Aston Villa on the break here. We've not kind of woken up to a quick throw in there. McGinn out wide, getting to the byline. Oh, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. Oh, my word. They had a great chance across the box there, but Destiny Udogie now comes with the ball. Yeah, so Bryan Hill getting his first touch on the ball now on the left-hand side. He's such a good technical player, Bryan Hill. I'm not going to say anything that surprises you here, but the worry obviously with him is he strong enough on the ball? We've lost the ball easily in possession there, but that's broken again. Yeah, just Hill's got the ball again here. He is a graceful player. My feeling about Bryan Hill is, wouldn't it be great if he could just pile on some poundage? Like David Silva, when he first came to England, I remember him for Man City, I remember him being a little bit slimmer and less strong, and he piled it on because you need to in the Premier League. I'm just going to take a look at this this formation. So when we're on the ball, it's Ben Davies and Emerson Royal obviously playing centre-back. Then Porro and Destiny obviously playing inverted central midfielders. It looks like Bentancur's in the sixth. We made a run in behind there. That's a good run. I think that might have been Brennan Johnson there. That's very fascinating. Anyway, what a surprise. Big Ange. We love Big Ange because he's so brave. He's so attacking. He refuses to play defensively. He lives and dies by the sword. And I think he was gutted at how that Wolves game went because we were so passive with the ball. And he thought to himself, it's a home game. It's a big one. We're not gonna lie here and die wondering. Okay, so just to be sure, Bryan Hill has started on the left, which means he's taken up where Brennan Johnson would usually be. Kulusevski, it looks to me, is now playing in the kind of 10 role. So Gio Lo Celso is... Yeah, so Kulusevski is kind of playing in that kind of 10-ish... We put another ball through here. We're in. Finish it, Destiny. Oh, he's hit it over the bar. Destiny Udogie makes an unbelievable run from the inverted central midfield role, and he's picked out by Pedro Porro over the top. He's 6 yards onside, and it just sits up for him as he takes... I tell you what, it's a great chance. That is magnificent, and that shows... We haven't talked much about Aston Villa, but people who've been watching Villa all season have talked a lot about their high line, and I've talked on the Spurred On podcast, my channel actually, this week about how this is going to be high line versus high line. We've got the ball back again. We're in again, Decky! Oh, he's hit the beam! He's hit the post! Oh, my God! And then, oh, my word. What a start this has been for Spurs. Just like all of our home form this season. Kulusevski, Villa lost the ball at left back. Luca Dean. Kulusevski wins it back. Lays it on, I think, to Johnson, who passes it through to Son. And Kulusevski's in on goal, and he's hit the inside of the post. And then, oh, my word. What a start. 3 minutes in, and Spurs have already made 2 unbelievable chances for themselves. I said all week on my podcast that this is going to be goals, and now Villa are on the attack. It's a basketball game so far. Neither of these teams interested in defending whatsoever. I can't wait for Ashmatic to get here so that we can discuss the madness of this game. Kulusevski has just given a foul away on Douglas Luiz there on the right-hand side. I don't feel like I'm having time to finish what I'm talking about each individual player. I think I was talking about Bryan Hill. I want to talk about Lo Celso a little bit now. This is his first start for a long time for Spurs. In my opinion, he has got all the tools to be a great player for Big Ange Postecoglou. He is a technically fantastic player, forward-thinking, loves getting on the ball, can be a man, and a good vision passer as well. So can this be a game where he can really nail down his slot in this team while James Maddison is injured? So Villa have a free kick on their left-hand kind of sideline. Spurs playing a high line in there. They've got some big players, Aston Villa. We do not have the biggest team at the moment. They whip it in. It's coming deep. Oh, they're free. They should have scored there. I think it's Pau Torres at the back. Yeah, it is. No interest from Tottenham Hotspur in marking whatsoever. And I want to talk about that, actually. Set pieces this season, I have felt have been dangerous against us all season, and he gets in between Destiny Udogie there, and who is it? Who's our 22 that he gets in between there? Udogie, and well, Ben Davies is nowhere to be seen there either. 3 absolute gilt-edged chances in the first 4.5 minutes of this game. Is it going to be another one of these games like the Chelsea one, where the neutrals are talking about it for weeks and weeks? Villa are in on the right again. Matty Cash, a foe of old. Royale blocks across well there. Well done. Okay, get the ball under control, Gio. Well done. Let's just keep our foot on the ball. Well, I'll tell you what. Destiny Udogie. Well done, Bryan Hill. Puts Destiny Udogie down the touchline there. But this is like the 60th minute of any normal game where it opens up. Usually things are tighter. And yet it's started absolutely wild, this game. What I will say, though, is no negative on that, because I had to watch Antonio Conte's team for the last couple of years, and it was boring as hell. Martinez and his centre-half Torres have got himself in trouble there, but they've made it out. So I'm very happy to watch games like this. This is what Tottenham Hotspur is all about, especially when we're wearing our all-white kit, which we've, other than a season, only really ever worn in Europe. I think there was maybe a season in the 80s where we wore all white as well, when we were sponsored by Holston, and our kit was made by Hummel. Halcyon days of kits. Let us know in the comments if you're a fan of those old kits. Let's have a look at some of the comments, by the way. Yeah. Henriksen says, holding it down solo. Big ups. I appreciate it. Guys, if you like what you're hearing, do look in the title and you'll see the handle for my page, the Spurred On Podcast, @BarnabySlater_. You can find daily content from me there. Spurs on the ball now. Lovely ball into a doggy, who is key to how we are playing already. I said in my preamble how much I felt we missed him. Great big tackle from Ben Davies. That's really important. Get the fans behind you. It's really underrated how a big tackle in a home game, early doors, especially in a 50-50, can get the fans on their feet. So I'm really impressed with that from Ben Davies. I'm going to put my headphones on as well while talking so I can hear what the commentators are saying and what the atmosphere at the ground is like. Yeah, the fans are absolutely loving this so far, really getting behind the team. Brian Hill on the left here, that's good. Cutting inside. I don't know, maybe I'm just feeling positive because of the way we start. Lovely from Lo Celso, Hill's in! Oh, he should have passed it. He should have passed it, I think. Lovely football, though, from Spurs. It's glorious to watch at the moment. 1 and 2 touch stuff. Hill cuts in from the right, lays it back to Lo Celso, who finds a beautiful ball. Kulusevski with a back heel. And I think he should cut that back there. Brennan Johnson was available on the edge. And actually, from a save from the keeper, he has a chance with his head as well. Spurs are all over them, just like we were the first 15 minutes of the Chelsea game as well. But let's hope this time we don't lose the plot. Give away a penalty, have a man sent off, and then have another man sent off. Thank you, Tom Bowdler, who says, excellent stuff, Barnaby. Nicia says, Ange Ball is back, and I couldn't agree anymore. It's lovely to see Ange Ball. And what I love about this game so far, we are winning the ball back quickly. Against Wolves in that away game, I really hated the fact that so many times we... from a goal kick that the opposition had, or that we'd lost the ball. They're in now, Villa. Watch out. Well done, Emerson Royale. He comes back in, and we give it back to Vicario. The fans are excitable. I am excitable. This is great to start, and good to see Rodrigo Bentancur getting on the ball as well. He could be key to us for the next couple of months while we are missing some of our key players. Gio Lo Celso getting on the ball as well. I like that Lo Celso-Bentancur potential partnership. I really do. Emerson Royale's on the ball now, and I just wanted to say, one of the things I worried about slightly about him starting in front of Dyer is that as a Brazilian player, he's the Brazilian I've ever seen as a footballer who is least comfortable on the ball. So I'm not sure Brian Hill has just given away a free kick there kind of unnecessarily. So I'm not sure about Royale, but he is a good defender. I like him as a defender, good, honest defender. Almost like one of those players who likes to defend. And so on that basis, I'm happy that he's playing. But with him on the ball, I'm less sure. Eric Dyer, they're just showing on the pitch now, on the TV. They're showing him on the bench. He doesn't look best pleased, and you can see why. It's a little bit of a callback to that social media clip Spurs put up where they were filming him in the hallway at the training ground. He said, let's be honest, no one wants to see me. So I feel for him. He's been a good pro for Tottenham Hotspur. I'm not one of the people who slags Eric Dyer off. I really, really think he's done great for us over the years, but certainly it feels like his time is coming to an end. Diaby now cutting through midfield for Aston Villa. Matty Cash makes a run in front of him, but he cuts back. I should talk about Villa a little bit. Diaby has really ripped it up since he's joined them from Leverkusen. Very impressive player. I really wonder whether Spurs were in for him or maybe should have been in for him. Villa looking comfortable on the ball here, but Spurs pressing them when they've got it. Luca Dean, that's good. That was a press from Johnson, but he just beats it. It's been an exciting start to the game, but it feels like it's now starting to settle into a bit of a pattern, which is when Villa have the ball, we kind of press whoever's got the ball, and they are trying to play around it. Now we set them back right. Little bit of a dangerous through ball. Good news is Ashmatic has just arrived in the building, everybody. He's missed a great start to the game, but Villa are in, but Vicario, good keeping, comes off his line. Ashmatic just taking his jacket off. He's missed some of the most exciting first 10 minutes, but also no goals, which could be said to be a relief because against Chelsea we went 1-0 up and frankly then imploded. Match stats so far: 5 shots to Spurs, 2 to Villa, 67% possession, 2 shots on target already, and 7 touches in the opposition box. Do you remember games where Antonio Conte, Nuno Espirito Santo and Jose Mourinho were our managers and we had basically no touches in the opposition box during a whole game, let alone in the first 10 minutes, and we've had 7 already. I'll have a look at some of the comments. Paul McGay, fantastic commentary from Barnaby. This is easily the best commentary I've heard on the channel. Paul, I didn't even know I was reading that out. Thank you so much. Gio Lo Celso wins a free kick in central midfield, looking to take it quickly, and a good run from Destiny from the inverted centre-back to pick it up off him. Hill hugging the touchline at the moment. I love Spurs when Udogie is playing in this inverted role. He just gives us so many options in central midfield. It's like a far cry. Oh, lovely ball from Bentancur. Udogie using his pace there. Good defending, to be fair, there from, I think, Konsa, who gets his body in the way. It frustrates me as an opposition fan when that happens, but you do know that whenever you're watching football, if a centre-back or a full-back is turned and they're facing their own touchline, all they need to do is feel a touch, they will go down and the ref will always give it. It doesn't always make sense, but it always happens. Let's have a look. We don't mind people who support the other team here. It's all bounce and football, says Viking Varn. Have we seen some comments then from some Villa fans, I wonder? Should say also, we are also live streaming on our Korean channel as well. So if you're watching on the Korean channel, welcome to you and thank you for following. I've got some water here from our lovely producer, Vinny. Thank you so much. Going to need that the way it's going. Spurs have won it up the pitch here. Little break on. We've got a lot of players in the box. Deki Kulusevski cuts it into Brennan Johnson. Cuts it back. Oh. Say hello to Ashmatic from Southview COYS. He's here.
What's going on, people? I'm here.
He's here.
It's looking good so far.
Although Villa, well done, Bentancur. Absolutely class on the transition there. Got his body in the way. And here we go. We've got the ball again. Lovely to see you, mate.
Nice to see you, man.
Thanks.
I'm so excited. Oh, we're
in again.
Oh
Brennan Johnson and Sonny is free in the middle.
Sonny!
Oh my God,
I can't
hit
believe it. You put your house on Sonny scoring that goal.
The only thing I can say is the flag has gone up, and it's one of those where when the flag goes up, you feel relieved. But let's see on the replay.
He looked like he went a bit too
No.
early.
For 3 is keeping him on in the middle. I think that would have counted. I should say, for anybody not watching, Heung-min Son has just missed from 8 yards, but Johnson's cross was just behind him.
Slightly behind him,
Ashmatic,
yeah.
Tell us how you feel about this game, having not seen a lot.
Absolutely buzzing, exciting. I saw the lineup. I couldn't wait to get back inside. I said, oh my days. There were so many things that people were being negative about. I don't know if you heard about Emerson Royal playing centre back. Well, how can we have Bentancur and Lo Celso and Kulu? It's unbalanced. We're gonna get slapped. We're gonna get this. But look at us now. We're playing front-footed. I think he was absolutely annoyed at the Wolves game, and we
exactly
are
what I said.
Literally playing front-foot football.
He's no interest in dying wondering.
Exactly.
He's like, put all the best the best attacking players on the pitch. So, yeah, you mentioned Royale obviously playing centre-back. That's interesting. He started well. Bentancur and Lo Celso in the kind of the Saar role and the who am I thinking of? Who Højbjerg would have played, but he's been dropped.
But obviously Maddison is missing, so Kulu's in the Maddison role.
And Kulu's in the Madders role.
So then you've got Bentancur, where Basuma would have been, right?
Basuma, yeah, exactly. And he's only suspended for 1 game,
exactly. But is it more of a 4-2-3-1? Is Lo Celso playing a little bit deeper, or is Lo Celso getting a mix?
I think Lo Celso's kind of playing in the kind of Saar role at the moment. Bentancur's playing the Basuma role.
Right, okay.
So, because quite often, you see where Lo Celso is now, he's kind of on the right more, and Saar often picks up that role.
Right.
It's just incredibly exciting at the moment.
Front-footed. We've got a lot of the ball so far. We're knocking it about. It's looking really tasty.
That's Bentancur. Lovely.
Bentancur's on fire.
Oh my God, that football. Decky's in.
Is he in?
No, he should have cut that back as well. He's offside as well. We are cutting them open. Should say I'm glad that happened then, because Kulusevski playing in the 10 where Maddison would usually play. People have talked about that for a year or so, and there's been a lot of talk about Kulusevski's form not being great on the right.
That's right.
He's already made some unbelievable runs and 1 back heel that he put through to make a chance as well. He's got the creativity, and he doesn't need to use pace there like he does more out wide. It could be good for him.
Should he stay there?
Well, certainly we've got a slot going there until at least January, haven't we? And they showed Maddison for the game. He's still wearing a protected boot, so that's not going to be anytime soon.
Bentancur looks like he's working extremely hard in that 6, winning balls back. A lot of people were very nervous, like, he needs to be babied in. And just having none of that. He said, fling him in. I don't care. Front-footed.
I think, yeah, because of what happened in that Chelsea game, there's basically no chance to baby him in anymore.
Yeah.
Should mention now that you're here, I guess you heard about Terry Venables passing away.
Yeah, it was sad.
Very, very sad.
That's what I grew up with, Terry Venables.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we've won the ball high up as well. Hill is on the right. It was a bit. That was a bit transparent there from Hill.
It was a bit forced. He should have waited a little bit.
He had a chance to cut it back, and he took it, but the Villa player saw what he was trying to do. But it's been a great start. I want to say, because I mentioned it before you arrived, I felt a big reason we were so flat and kind of not forward thinking against Wolves was Udogie not playing.
Yeah, that's correct.
How much of it? Yeah, he's just given away a foul throw. I thought it might be. How important do you think he is to this side, Udogie?
Oh, extremely important. I think naturally, having a left footer on the left-hand side makes a huge difference, number one. I think his ability to get in the box as well. I think his first touch, I think his physicality, I think his presence, I think his dribbling on the ball.
Yeah.
I think him running off the ball as well. I think movement off the ball. I think his pressing, exceptional. And I think these are things that almost in. Them. Listen, the way we're pressing from the front is amazing. We're making Aston Villa look very ordinary.
For anyone not watching, Sonny just pressed Emi Martinez right on his own goal line, and they were forced to kick it off the pitch. This has been lovely so far.
And now we've got the ball back.
And we got the ball back. And yeah, just mentioning what you were saying about Destiny, I just think it meant that Wolves knew they could press Emerson Royale so easily.
That's right.
And he wasn't ever going to beat a man or play a killer ball.
Correct.
And so we were a bit one-dimensional.
Correct. And for me personally, everyone was like, oh, Chicken Royale, blah, blah, blah. He's not going to be good on the ball. I think he's actually not bad on the ball. Okay. I think in the attacking third is where he fails. So for him to play centre-back, which he has played before, I know it was in a free, but once you play centre-back, you play centre-back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of the players have played in a free previously, prior to this 4-4.
I just want to mention, because I've seen it a couple of times, the referee is letting a lot of kind of 50-50s go, and this is good for us, I think, because we're really getting stuck in, and it's something that they're clearly pretty pumped up for this.
I think it's helping the flow of the game.
Well, we're in.
First time?
Oh my God, Porro.
Clinical. We need to be a lot more clinical.
Porro was put in.
Hit it or hit it first time. I feel like...
Yeah, I think he was, again, a bit unselfish there. Porro was put in the channel and cut in, and he's crossed it, and they've cut it back. But Villa looking dangerous when they are kind of basically transitioning from our many gilt-edged chances.
I think that's their goal, to hit us on the counter-attack. But we're actually doing quite well on getting back and getting numbers. Yeah. And just making it difficult for them to pass through the lines. So I'm quite happy with them to do this, carry on this way.
I'm just loving the amount of chances we're racking up here. I know you're right. Like, if we had Harry Kane, he'd be scoring 60 league goals this season. I know we're not really allowed to mention him. John McGinn, as he is their danger man, I think.
Look, if anything happens today and it's not the right result, I'm just saying, I am happy with the way we started. I'm more about the way we're playing and performance. Results obviously do matter.
Yeah.
But this is the first season. So when people are like, do you trust Ange? Does he need to switch it up? No. Play your football, get your identity, get the fans on board.
Tell me, who are those people saying stuff like that? Because it's mad to me. It's like everybody said going into this season, it wouldn't surprise us if at Christmas we were in like 10th place, right?
Look at that
lovely ball. So Sonny's coming in off the left channel. He's going to want to cut this into the far corner, I would have thought.
Oh, unlucky.
People were, I think we were all very realistic at the beginning of the season. Now we had a good start, and people are suddenly saying, because we've had two, iffy moments.
It's football fans.
Is it Twitter football fans, though? It's mostly Twitter,
it's real people. It's real people. I know them. I speak with them. I've seen them. They're in my face. So I try not to get triggered.
Well, are they opposition fans or are they Spurs fans?
No. They're Spurs fans. They're Spurs fans. I try not to get too triggered because everyone's allowed to support their team in the way that they want to. I honestly do believe that.
Yeah.
And if you're slightly more cautious and you feel like, some players aren't good enough for the team and all you want is for the best of the team, I've got no problem with that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's the way it comes across sometimes because you're putting down players which are a part of the team.
Yeah.
I understand they've been here for a long time, but at the same time...
Are we talking about Eric Dyer here? Because I'm with you. I said it earlier before you were here.
I'm not here to defend Dyer, by the way, but I'm just saying at the moment, the way we're playing and the way that the manager wants these players to play, people have question marks in going to Villa. Villa are further along in their project, if I can call it that, and they're playing a brand of football and scoring a lot of goals. There you go. Scoring a lot of goals. And so people are looking at Villa like they're better than Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? And
Oh, what a cross from Brian Hill. Oh, my God.
What a cross.
Brian Hill just had a cross. Sorry to interrupt, but he had a cross.
Fine.
He had a chance. It was only like that part of that he could hit it between the keeper and the last man into what they used to call the pomo, the position of maximum opportunity. An unbelievable cross, and it was just over Sonny's head. It's gone out for corner.
Had that been another striker that likes those type of aerial balls.
Like a little bit taller.
Yeah, a little bit taller. Just a little inch.
Do you think Richarlison is somewhere right now going, what is going wrong with my life?
I don't know.
I just wanted to say, because you were talking about some of those players, and I'd say like Dyer and Davis are examples of those kind of players.
Yeah.
They've never given less than 100% for Spurs.
Yeah.
And that, that's all I can ask for. Like, yes, are they going to be first 11 players for Ange? No.
No.
They're not. And we're going to build around them and past them. But they've always given 100%. And I think you do. You sound a bit glass half full like me. I think we should give them more credit than a lot of people do.
You whip it again. Oh.
Yeah. I love how Brian Hill has started this game.
Brian
I'm
Hill,
really excited.
Basically, you're playing a left footer on the left wing, and you're playing a right footer on the right wing. Shock horror. Look, like, am I surprised? Not really. Do you know what I'm saying? Now you're getting the best of these players. That's
another great ball. This time Ben Davis in another corner.
We just need to attack it because it's coming in. It's coming into that box. It's coming into that penalty spot area.
Yeah.
I think we gamble. Now we gamble because the quality of the balls that are coming in, they're quite good. So we might as well just try and get the end of it.
Yeah, I think if we keep getting in positions we are out wide, then some of these crosses will come good. I just like the fact Brian Hill has mainly only had chances off the bench, and he's never seems up to speed, but he's straight into it in this game.
I think he's pumped.
Very impressed.
Elated that he's actually got a chance to prove what he's able to do. So here we go, cross corner.
Chance for Lo Celso.
Bang!
Oh! Get in there, Lo Celso, deflected from the edge of the box.
Oh my days!
I'll tell you what, he had a chance against Wolves first time, and he hit it in the top corner. It was saved. This time he struck it beautifully on the volley. And it's been deflected. 1-0 Spurs, 21 minutes gone. And this shows Lo Celso, creativity, keep on the front foot, and you will get your rewards.
Listen, my friend, all I can say is, and this is what I was talking about. I wasn't even talking about Eric Dyer. I was talking about players like Lo Celso.
Okay.
That's what I was talking about.
Sorry.
Because there's a lot of people... I know Dyer's an easy one to talk about because everyone has that heartache about him. But Lo Celso coming into the squad, again, Brian Hill, another one, coming into the squad. And I had the feeling today that a lot of fans that were naysayers are going to have mud in their face. I know it's early. But hear me out, man. I would love it if the players that people don't like start scoring. Because for me, it's all about the underdog. It's all about the people that don't get backed. Yeah,
I completely agree. Listen, I completely agree, and I think this is something I've talked about on my show, the Spurred On podcast. So I do daily content, so check it out. But I talked about how this is the first coach we've had in a couple of years who is actually coaching the players and getting those players better and believing in themselves more. And players like Lo Celso, players like Porro, I think is a great example. People were saying, he can't defend. Well, he's been excellent right back. I should say now he's working hard here because Luca Dean, I think, or McGinn.
It was a great ball.
And they've equalised.
Cross straight in.
And that came from Porro's side. As I was talking about him, it was too easy to get the cross in, but an unbelievable cross. Unbelievable
great
cross.
Game, but that's against the run of play, I must add. Against the... And I don't know, would you say it's
Let's
fluky?
have a look. Let's have a look here.
Fluky?
It's not fluky. They're asking whether it's offside. Oh, he's offside, I think. And, well, we can't see Royale's foot. This will go to VAR. He looks half a yard ahead of Royale, but they're going to find an angle and see whether Royale's foot is in front of him. Yeah, you're just never sure. It's an unbelievable cross, but I think Porro has got to get closer to him to stop that cross.
He does.
It looks here like Watkins is like his foot is ahead, but you just don't know from the angles because from that side it doesn't look like it.
It looks like he's onside.
Yeah, it looks like he's onside from one angle and off from the other. To be honest, I have no idea how they decide this, but I think this is going to be 1-1.
Yeah, so
and I would agree it's against the run of play, but as I said at the top, there are going to be goals in this game. Like, neither team are interested in defending whatsoever. Let's have a look. We've got a comment saying, hello, I'm Korean. I come in, subscribe to the channel. Love Son Heung-min. What a surprise. Apparently, we have the concentration of children. Well, what a surprise. We're watching...
Do you blame
That
us?
is from MHTB FECSQ1. We're watching our team playing attacking football. Of course, we have concentration like children. It is hard to keep any one thing going while so much is going on.
I am a child of God, so I will take that. I will.
They're still checking this VAR. What do you think about VAR?
Do you know what? It's a part of football now, and it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And there's been controversy in the game all the time. Now, this is another dimension. For me, for YouTube creators, I think more to talk about.
Yeah,
Do you know
that's a
what I
good
mean?
point. But what about for people in the ground not knowing what's going on
no,
during this
obviously,
moment?
horrible.
And surely the people in the ground should be the most important people.
Yeah, no, definitely. They're the paying fans, the people that go to support the club, and it just ruins the spectacle. You know, it slows the game down. As we've seen, we've obviously suffered injuries off the back of it because it's stop, start. Players are getting cold, so hopefully we're learning from that. We're going to keep the players warm now, as opposed to standing around.
I agree with that. I think that's what led to Van der Ven's injury.
Yeah, definitely. All of a sudden you're cold, and then you've got to move laterally, and then your hamstring. That's what pulls your hamstring when you have to move all of a sudden explosively. So
completely. I'll tell you what, whatever happens with this VAR, one set of fans are going to be livid because literally from one side it looks like he's off and from the other side it looks like he's on. Yeah. They are now looking from the side where it looks to me like he's a foot. Yeah, he's offside. I think that red line means he's offside. He's offside. 1-0 Spurs. We love VAR. Like we've always said, we love you, VAR.
We move.
Let's just wait for the referee to... He hasn't quite given the full call, but it looks to me like it's going to be offside.
Well, it said it on the VAR, so I'm thinking.
But mad things are happening in the referee world at the moment. Here we go.
Oh, come on, it's offside.
It's offside.
Come on. Can you imagine he didn't call offside after that? After we saw the screen?
Mate, that's me being a Spurs fan. Like, you know what it's like being a Spurs fan, where you're oh, we've started again. So we've had a let-off. And how many goals did we concede that were disallowed against Chelsea?
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
I know, right? So, yeah.
But we've had a let-off. I think we've got to be more careful with the crosses and stuff.
Hopefully
and that's a foul.
Oh, that's a big foul. Hopefully that's a wake-up call.
Oh, he's gone straight in for a yellow.
Okay.
Matty Cash.
Yeah.
Maybe he knows what that's the ref giving a yellow, by the way. Maybe he knows what Matty Cash did to Matt Doherty a few years ago. You remember that challenge where he took him out?
Yesterday, yeah.
That is very much Cash frustration.
And on Bentancur as well, like of all people.
I'm going to say this. So that's Bentancur. He might appreciate that little thing because if he gets up feeling good, that will give him confidence in his knee. After an ACL, you almost need a bit of a 50-50 to have the confidence in it.
I've said literally, he's come off the back of a South American friendly where he's playing South Americans. They're quite physical.
Actually, he stayed down.
He stayed down. Oh, no. No.
Oh, no, I called it.
As I was saying it.
For some reason, I thought because they weren't.
I thought he was up. I don't know why.
So Rodrigo Bentancur is writhing on the floor. The physio is attending to him. Christian Romero on the bench looking worried, as is Yves Bissouma wearing a natty fleece. Yeah, they're just going through Spurs' absentees this game. Bissouma, Maddison, Perisic, Richarlison, Romero, Papsar, Sessegnon, remember him, Manor Solomon and Mickey van der Ven. That is a team in itself. We really need Bentancur to get up from this. It looks like he is...
Well done.
He's just limping. The South Americans do stay down a bit longer than most. I should say my girlfriend is from Brazil, and I often have watched football with her, and she's like, when I'm complaining about people diving, she's like, it's literally we're taught. That is the game. You've just got to accept it. Stop being so British.
I wish I knew, because the amount of scars I've got, the knocks I've got, literally I was hobbling here on the way here. I played football on Saturday, and the challenges that went in me.
That's why you were late. Hobbling.
Hobbling. Here. One leg.
28 minutes gone. I'm just going to say this. I said this when we were 1-0 up against Chelsea. While we're in the ascendancy, I think it's really important that we get another goal.
There he is.
That's Pedro Porro beautifully playing in central midfield from his right flank and just kind of beating a man, beating the press. So, yeah, what do you feel like? I feel like if we can get another goal in this period, then we can just really settle down and play our football. But listen, I feel nervous at 1-0.
I'll be real. I've said it on many streams, and I said... It's all about game state for me, because when you've got the home advantage, this is the reason why Aston Villa haven't been good on the road. When they go a goal down, they're not able to control the game. And when they're not able to control the game, they find it harder to win games. I don't know if you've realised that. Nottingham Forest, what a ball. Oh, unlucky. Newcastle was another game. I had to watch that back again. And Liverpool. And on all those games, as soon as they go a goal down or 2 goals down, they find it very hard to get back in. When they're at home and they got the fans with them, they're a different opposition. But the threat is still there. I won't lie. Obviously, that was quite tight on that offside.
Oh, it's incredibly tight, yeah. I'm really impressed with... just a bit dangerous on the ball here, Royale. Well done. Okay, bit of strength there. Oh, no. Bentancur.
He's gone down again.
I can't
How was the midfield performing?
He looked like he was holding his... It looked like he was holding his calf then.
Yeah, it's going to be too many knocks.
Pierre-Emile Højbjerg is coming on. The worry I have about this, that the Spurs players are really angry with Matty Cash.
Yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing.
But we've got to be really careful not to let this take us over the edge, get emotional. And to be honest, that's probably what Matty Cash is doing. So the worry I have, other than how people in general feel about Pierre Højbjerg, is he has been dropped for this game, and now he's being asked to do an important job.
A 6 role, to be fair.
But is he going to be is he going to be motivated to do it? That is a horrible challenge for Matt Cash.
Again, different to, yeah, he's on a yellow card already. He's got to be careful. Different to what he played at Wolves. I think at Wolves he was the 8. And I'm hoping if he comes on and he plays on the 6, he's just disciplined and he's able to mop up. You know, he's got a little bit of pace.
I like Højbjerg. I like him. I think he gets more abuse than he deserves, but a lot of fans don't agree.
I think it's a hard one because there's times when he just passes, as I said, backwards and sideways, and you kind of want a player with a personality to kind of get on the ball, be brave, get his head up. And I'm not saying he needs to dribble or carry the ball, but switch the play sometimes.
Yeah,
he can pass the ball.
He's got a good mid-range ball.
He has, and I didn't see that enough for Wolves. That's one thing I realised.
Can I just say, I could be wrong, but it looked to me like the physio, so Bentancur's walking off, by the way, but it looked to me the physio was working on his ankle rather than his knee. We need this not to be his knee.
Yeah.
That's basically the key to it. We need it not to be his ACL again.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's more like they're taking him off as a precaution, but he's hobbling a bit. I think it looks more ankly, but Højbjerg has come on. Bentancur.
You can see the way he's walking.
Yeah, another one added to the injury list. That's what the commentator's saying. Anyway, we've got to stay positive. That's what it's all about. Davis finds Brian Hill on the right-hand side.
Luckily, our strength is in midfield. Do you know what I mean?
In terms of numbers?
In terms of numbers, yeah. If it had happened to like front 3 or the back, again, the back 4, then it would have been very detrimental to the way we play.
Still 60 minutes to go. So who knows? But yeah, I've been impressed with how Porro and Lo Celso have been getting on the ball in midfield so far. One thing I've really noticed, because obviously a lot of people have been, saying what their favoured centre-back partnerships would be. One thing I've noticed is that Ange, it's very important to him to have balance, and that's why Ben Davis is clearly first dibs to play on the left-hand side of the 2 centre-halves each time.
Well, you've got a left-footed player playing on the left side of the centre-back, which means you can pass out a bit quicker from the back. You don't have to pull it onto your right. Yeah. And that makes the interchanges a bit smoother. With Royale, I assume that he's a little bit more...
Good ball.
Great.
He was offside there, wasn't he?
I mean, in terms of pace, I don't even want to talk on end players anymore, because since we talk on a player, something happens.
Well done.
Well done, Royale, there. But yeah, I think in terms of Royale, he adds a bit more pace than what Dyer has. So it allows us to be higher up the pitch.
Do you think then he's brought Royale in specifically because of Watkins and Diaby's pace, and Dyer might come back in for the next game? Or do you think it's because of what happened in the last few minutes against Wolves?
I think he might be part of the reason, because I feel like he was talking about watching the clock, running time down, and not playing your game. And I felt like with Dyer, because he did that, I think it was a bit of nervousness, which didn't need to be. And maybe he thought, listen, I want to be higher up the pitch, I want to be more offensive. And if you work hard, you get in the team. It's as simple as that. And I know Royale's been putting work in of late on training. So. Yeah.
In the comments, Marcus Polk, Tottenham are just lucky. Lucas, get Cash off the pitch. Messi, I assume not the real one. We need to injure Cash. That's probably a bit strong. I'm not sure we can say this for this channel. But lots of people angry with Matty Cash. For me, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he was probably frustrated by the fact that we had...
Good ball by Royale.
Yeah, very good ball from Royale into Højbjerg, who tries to dink it over the top. I'd say Cash was frustrated by the VAR disallowed. Decky's done well there.
Lovely ball.
Brennan to Decky.
Good link up.
Oh, he's had a dig! Oh, Decky Kulusevski with his favourite left foot off over to the top bin on the right-hand side. Yeah, Kane, let's see how close this one is.
Dangerous Kulu's looking, man. Looking much more unpredictable. Playing in that midfield role.
That's a good effort. I think Martinez may have had that covered. But
it's curling.
He's kind of in... What's interesting about that is Kulusevski will often try that from outside the box, but because he's playing a bit more centrally, he's actually kind of closer. It makes him more dangerous.
Exactly.
35 minutes gone, as ever, a nervous watching Spurs, but I agree with what you said earlier. Well done, Pierre Højbjerg. He's just won it back very quickly.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I need.
Oh, and a nice idea.
Unlucky.
Picked up by Martinez.
Execution needs to be back.
But yeah, I want to recall what you said earlier because I agree. It's just so much more enjoyable than watching Conte ball. So
yeah, I think also just off the ball with Royale, it allows players to push higher up.
Right.
If the distances are too great between midfield and the centre backs, that allows space for the opposition to fill in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And it makes them more, it encourages them a lot more to be more front-footed. If we're high up the pitch, yes, it's risky because we've got space in behind, but guess what? That's how Ange wants to play. He wants to play in the front foot. So I think having Royale in that centre-back role, even off the ball, him just being there, being higher up the pitch, that allows the midfielders to be higher up, and then that allows our strikers to be closer to the goal, which is keeps happening as well.
On transition now. Again there. Gone Brennan Johnson.
Go on, Brennan.
He's driving. And
lovely.
Oh, good defending in there.
We're not far off it, you know?
Yeah, we're not far off it.
I just want us to convert a chance. Just convert a chance.
No, that's how I feel. I'm desperate for us to get this second goal.
Yeah, just to steady it.
It is kind of... For the neutral, it must be so fun to watch because every time Villa get the ball, it's literally 2-on-2 up front with Diaby and Watkins just up against Davis and Royale, which as a Spurs fan is nerve-wracking. But this is Ange ball. This is what we wanted. This is what we've been enjoying.
There was a lot of criticism for Royale on terms of the way he's going to be able to play with the ball. I think he's all right on the ball.
Yeah, you said. Do you know what? I have to hold my hands up because I think it was before you came. Yeah. I said it earlier. I think he is the least Brazilian I've ever seen.
Definitely.
And also, he just nearly gave it away to Ollie Watkins, but he got away with it. But he's not bad on the ball. I'm just saying, considering he's Brazilian, it's kind of surprising that he's not more comfortable on it.
Right, I'm with you.
I guess what I mean is, I guess what I actually mean is like he's not a flair player.
No,
like he's very much a defender, and even most Brazilian defenders tend to like a bit of flairy on the ball.
Is that down to expectation?
Maybe, yeah.
And I think that might be affecting opinions.
Man on, Lo Celso, that's class.
What a great ball.
Can I say, I said this in my podcast this week, I'm going to say it again.
Yeah.
You know that Emery was interested in Lo Celso for Villa.
So that's the reason why I thought he should start, because he's played under Emery, he's going to know his tactics.
Yeah, he's played under him, and they're interested in signing him, I think, as well, as a Barca.
Exactly. So he's able to up his game. So if he wants to play for a Barca or even Emery, then this is the perfect game for him to play in, right?
If I were him, I'd stay with Ange, because, you know, if he plays... look, it's been half an hour, 35 minutes. But if he can get a run of games and play as well as he did for kind of 10 games under Jose, and if he can stop getting injured so regularly, there's no reason why he couldn't potentially take that Sarr role when Maddison comes back. And then Bentancur is maybe working with Basuma, playing either him or Basuma or him. There's just so many good options in that midfield.
So many different combinations you could do. And every player has different attributes, sees the game completely different skill level or technical level as well, because Sarr and Lo Celso have got different technical attributes, I feel.
What Sarr really brings that we will always miss when he's not playing is just engine, running.
Correct.
That's love, and that's another... he's not giving it. Now Ben Davies is out of position.
That's
well
lovely.
done. We've run it back with Porro.
Lovely. Great ball.
So we won it back in midfield there through Pedro Porro, which is the benefit... he's in. Cut it back!
He's done it. Go on. Oh, why did he not... Oh,
was on his wrong side. It fell to Brian Hill on his right, and so he didn't want to have a dig first time, which he should have done. We're winning the ball back so quickly. It's exciting.
We're breaking at extreme levels.
So that was Pedro Porro from inverted central midfield winning the ball back out to Johnson, who got a bit lucky to get towards the byline, then cuts it back, and it just falls on Hill's wrong side, doesn't it?
He tries to play it into... who was it? He tries to play it
into Decky,
Yeah. And that's where the defender intercepts it. But you're right. If he just takes a touch and tries to take a shot for himself...
Lucky, that's good play.
That is good transitional play from Aston Villa.
They're freeing in the right. He's got to stop the cross this time, Porro. Porro, you've got to get closer to him.
Much closer. That's
well done.
He heard you.
He heard you. Did hear me.
I think he learnt his lesson.
Gonna make that
Digne is not bad. He's not bad fullback.
Digne?
Yeah,
very good.
He's not bad. I remember him at Everton. I thought he was decent then.
Yeah, I was surprised Everton let him go.
A lot of Aston Villa fans didn't want him.
I think if I remember, Everton fans let him go, and then they sacked their manager like 3 days later.
Gerrard brought him in. He got rid of Target, I think it was. And
Target.
I think Target was a fan of
he went to
Villa
Newcastle,
fans.
didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And they were perplexed by bringing in Digne. They said, why did they bring him in?
Internet Explorer says, why is Sarr out? He got injured on international duty, I think.
Injury. Yeah, unfortunately.
class from Højbjerg, and that is a yellow card for John McGinn.
Look at that. Look at that. Advantage, but it should get booked.
Okay, we've got advantage, but he has to get booked on the back end.
Between Lascelles and Højbjerg, I don't mind it. Look after that.
Look at that. We've lost the ball now, but he has to get booked now.
Yellow card. Come on. Come on. Come on. Referee's not giving it.
For anyone not watching, it was a rugby tackle, and he held on to him.
He held on to his leg. I thought he was going to do a wrestling move. The way he held on to his ankle, I thought he was going to give him the Wolves of Jericho.
How has he not given John McGinn a booking for that?
That is a yellow card all day long. I'm sorry.
They're saying
I don't like talking about referees.
Oh, the second one was a foul by Cash.
I
tell you what.
Terrible. Cash should be off.
He is taking his life in his hands.
VAR, have a word.
You can't VAR for a yellow, unfortunately. Sadly, it's only for reds.
Have a word with it. I don't know, man.
No.
This is.
He's on the tightrope, Cash.
This is on the ref.
Oh, so he has got his booking out. So I assume that's a booking for McGinn, surely.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, 40 minutes gone. I reckon there'll be at least 4 minutes added time. Let's have a look at the comments. Yeah, Cash just slid, didn't win the ball and kicked his bad knee.
I'm enjoying this game, by the way. I just put it out there. I think this game's amazing.
Stephen Delaney, stop talking and commentate on the game. What is happening?
No, we're going to talk about what's happening as well.
I think that's what you watching this is all about, mate. If you don't want to hear us talk, probably you're in the wrong place. Brian Hill, he's comfortable on the ball, Hill, isn't he?
He is.
He's a technical player.
He is. And that, great ball. Out wide, into
Doggy,
into Brian Hill. Brian Hill takes a touch. This is a bit too close to the keeper. Yeah. Tries to put it back to Son. Would have been a great cutback for him if that worked out. Aston Villa on the ball. McGinn cutting it back. Yeah. They got into midfield.
We've got good shape, though, yeah. Alan Smith on commentary is just saying that the work rate of Spurs has been exceptional. I agree.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I think that's where we've got most of our attacks from, winning the ball high up. And it almost feels like we're counter-attacking when we play.
Yeah, another chance for Dina on the
Bit closer to Emporo, as you said.
Okay, and Johnson helped him, doubled up on him that time, which is good.
And again, get closer, no crossing. Lovely.
Well done.
Lovely, well done. Corner to defend.
Well, I did say it this week in my podcast. I felt not all Villas, but a lot of their threat would come down the left, and that is proving. They've scored a lot of goals from down the left from Digne and Tielemans as well when he's been playing, but he's not playing today. But we need more of that Brennan Johnson helping Porro on the right-hand side to double up so that those crosses stop coming in.
I think it's when they're on a counter-attack, then that's when Porro becomes a lot more vulnerable. Of
course, because he has to work from central midfield
to get back into that position, into a fullback.
Vicario just pushing McGinn around a bit from the corner. He's got to be careful.
McGinn, look, he's pushed me. I think the refs told him, having a word.
We've been interested in McGinn before. He is a good player.
Conte wanted him. Yeah. Very hard-working, but technical with it, and likes to attack.
And he's a nasty piece of work as well, isn't he? Which is why you could see why Conte would want him.
Yeah. He likes players with engines. I've noticed that. And Gordon.
Anthony Gordon.
He's another player as well because he's got a high energy level, runs about the pitch.
Yeah, he's playing so well for Newcastle as well.
I'm surprised that Sarr didn't get into the team because of that. Because the profile player that he's talking about.
That Sarr didn't get in the team?
From Conte's point of view.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of energy
Didn't trust young players. Didn't even remotely trust young players.
It's true. And that's another debate about youth.
Sky Sports kindly putting up a strap talking about us having to go to Man City away next week.
Lovely
football. Put him in.
Through ball.
He's off. Sonny's in. Sonny's in, but I'm sure he's 5 yards off. He scored.
We're going to hold that celebration. We're going to hold it. Look, he knows as well. Look.
I think he's
He knows. Look, yeah. Linesman's got his flag down. Now he's got it up.
Yeah.
Yep, it's off.
Højbjerg, lovely play down the left. He had a chance to play it first time, but he didn't trust himself.
Yes,
here.
Correct.
Now puts it in there, and he's on.
And he's on. Yeah.
It's a shame, but good football from Destiny and
To be fair
Højbjerg.
to Aston Villa, they're really good at holding that line. Very disciplined. Yeah. At holding that high line.
Beautiful finish from Son. Just the 2 goals disallowed so far in this game. 43 minutes gone. Lots of people in the comments saying we've scored, but he is offside, and it doesn't even need the lines this time. That's how far offside he was. But good interchange between Højbjerg and Udogie.
He's playing well since he's come on, Højbjerg.
He does. He has.
I just want these players to check their shoulders every now and then, just to make sure players aren't running off them. Yeah. That could be the problem where Aston Villa get the running on us. Good tackle there. Good second challenge.
Oh, he's given it for the first one, I think.
Wow, yeah, too much on it.
But that's us pressing high again. And I noticed just a few seconds before, Lo Celso is especially good at reading which way the player is going to go when he's pressing him. He's won a few. So this will be interesting. They've got a free kick halfway in our half.
44 minutes have gone, just to let people know.
And we're playing a high line. Let's
4 to
see.
5 minutes added on, you reckon?
Yeah, I'm going to go with 5, actually. I said 4 earlier, but I think he's going to find 5.
Yeah.
I like to play that game. How long do you think it'll? How long? Do you
In the
think
comments,
it'll
let us know how long do you reckon
yeah.
it will
Although
happen.
we might be on a bit of a. Yeah, we're about 10 seconds delayed, so they might know better than us. Anyway, it's a dangerous situation we're in here. They've got all their men forward, Villa, and we're playing a very high line. They dink it towards the back stick.
He gets on the end of it.
Yeah. DRB. Right. We're getting nervous as it gets towards half-time. Oh, good play in there. Oh, wow.
Referee, have a look.
I think, if anything, it was a foul from us.
Clear it.
Well
Clear
done.
it.
Do you know what? So basically, that was a 50-50 challenge, and Pedro Porro goes to whack the ball, but he misses the ball and hits their player.
Happened to me.
And he's gone down. It happened to Ash at the weekend, but he's gone down, and I wonder if in slow motion this is going to look awful. I'm a bit worried about this, and Porro has gone down injured as well, but I wonder if he knows that he might be in trouble. Let's have a look. Hopefully I've got this wrong.
Is this like the whole Romero situation?
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
No,
it's not. No.
No. Actually, Porro didn't get...
He did actually catch him.
Yeah, it's actually
okay,
it's more that Porro gets caught, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the other way around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Porro's still down. We could do without another injury.
Please.
That's what
Please,
he's found.
no.
6 added minutes.
Oh,
6
Lord.
added minutes. Paul G says Højbjerg needs to get his passes better. Positive yet forward passes, some scrappy challenges. That is an age-old thing with Højbjerg, talking about the sideways and backwards things. Yeah. I would just say he's
been positive today.
He's been positive today, but he's just a pragmatic player overall.
I think he not overthinks it, but because he's sometimes a little bit indecisive, doubts his ability.
Yeah.
So because he's got that in him, I think that's a part of his makeup, where that's why he doesn't get in the front foot as often as he should.
Yeah.
Or as quickly as he should, because as you said before, the pass was in. If he does that first time and believes in his ability, Son's in.
And here's my question for you. Does Bentancur play that ball first time? I think he probably does.
Yeah. And I think that's the difference between the two. Like, it's almost like a freedom of football.
It's the way you're brought up playing. It's the way you decide to play. And Højbjerg is more of a kind of enforcer. That's just the way he is. We can't blame him for that. Now, the fact is that I don't think is going to suit Ange Ball long term.
I kind of think he actually wants, not it perfect, but he wants like to get it out of his feet and the ball presented in a way where he can get that pass off. Whereas other players, split second, they can get that pass off. Do you know what I mean?
I just want to read a comment here from George Henry, because I think it's really interesting to talk about. Why are we playing a high line with Davis and Royal playing centre-back? These two players are not blessed with pace. Well, good question. My opinion is it's simply this. We are playing for the long term of this football club and this style.
Correct.
So he is going to play high line and tell these players to play far up and play the ball all the time and be brave, because he wants to get a culture into the football club. How do you feel about it?
Correct. I think if we're playing in their half, we're closer to the goal. Simple as that. If we drop off, we invite them on. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. And the closer we are away from our goal, the closer they are to our goal, the more chance they have of scoring goals as well. And I think that was a massive problem at Wolves, where we kind of sat off.
Yeah.
You know, because we never had the clientele. I think with Emerson Royal, I said it before, he's got a bit more pace.
Yeah.
Than Dyer. So.
We fell back into our shells against Wolves, and I think that was actually kind of surprising. Well done, Brian Hill on the left there. He's turned his man.
Oh, lovely. They're all over us. So many fouls.
It was surprising to see that happen at Wolves a bit because of what had happened against Chelsea when we did it with 9 men.
Yes, I think that's why we were shocked.
But I also think just not having Destiny on the pitch made a huge difference in that, as we mentioned earlier, because I think Royal is, again, with him alongside Højbjerg, they're both more sideways and backwards thinking. Yeah. We'll just go through the stats. 7 shots, 3 on target, none on target for Villa. Obviously, the disallowed goal doesn't count. And I think it's like 67% possession for Spurs.
Yeah.
Oh, Hill's played a lovely ball into Deki Kulusevski there.
Does that show our dominance in this half, how well we've played?
That's a weird ball. I think it shows that we've been more determined to kind of get our game as the most, play it our way is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But they've looked dangerous on the break, I have to say. Good ball into Porro. Oh no, Porro's lost it in midfield. They're in.
Not there.
Don't foul him. And get there, Royal. Well done, boy.
Well done.
Okay, that was the first mistake from Pedro Porro playing as the inverted centre midfield. Gave it away.
But I appreciate what the team did there. They didn't throw their hands up or anything. They all worked hard to get back. Villa on the ball.
Villa are in again here, just down the outside. Good clearance from Davis there. Keeper.
Vicario comes and collects it. Safe hands.
Interesting period of play there.
And we're off.
And we're off again. It's Sylvester Stallone from Rocky 1 on the ball, a.k.a. Brian Hill. I can't get over how much he looks like him from Rocky 1, so I will. That's the only time I'll mention it. So, yeah, this was interesting. So, Porro got it off Vicario, and... Well, that's what Ange is asking him to do.
Yeah,
Ange has said all season, if you lose the ball in situations like that, I will take responsibility.
Correct.
So I'm asking the fans, don't slag him off because he did it. He's being asked to do it, and you will. Like, do you remember Maddison against Arsenal? Exactly the same thing happened.
It's true.
So if we're going to change the way we play, Højbjerg, if we're going to change the way we play, they've got to take those chances.
Great ball. And that's what I mean with Højbjerg. When he's got time and space, so he's got time to think about it and get his first touch under, he can execute a forward pass.
Yep.
With excellence as well.
Yeah, he can. He can.
It's just when it's under pressure. As we know, he's not very press resistant.
Yeah,
that's when he panics.
We're in the 50th minute, and there's one more added minute to go.
After it,
Vicario has just kicked it out to Hill. He's got to keep it there. Find an easy ball if you can. Find an easy ball if you can. He's passed it. Oof, I tell you what.
There were so many options. But because he took 2 or 3 touches, he put himself under pressure. And he had to go home. And he's put his hand up to say, sorry, Vicario. Vicario shakes his head like, bro, do that again. Me and you in the changing rooms.
Do you remember the Shakhtar Donetsk friendly game where Big Ange got really frustrated with the players and screamed at them at half-time because in the last minute before half-time, or a few minutes, we were settling back?
Yes.
I think maybe that was in Hill's mind. He's like, don't just whack it up the pitch. Kind of find a man. And he was pushed back and he nearly
if he passed it, and because there was 3 players around him, maybe the distance between the players were too close. And we need to space out a little bit so he can give that short pass.
Yeah.
And then we can do like a bounce pass where he goes up the pitch.
It's a good cross from the free kick. They've scored.
Oh, it's a goal. Pau Torres,
who we've been linked with for ages. I have to say, I said this earlier, our set-piece defending this season has had me worried the whole time. That was an incredibly deep free kick, almost on their kind of halfway line, and we've let it go all the way across, and they've equalised with a great header.
I think fans are now going to jump on Brian Hill.
Right. He's onside.
Yeah. That's a goal.
Somebody needs to mark, though.
That's a goal.
Ben Davis is wrong side of him, unfortunately, there. That's a good header.
Against the runner player, I would say. I mean, the last 5 or 10 minutes, it has been... The field tilt has been favouring them the last 5 or 10 minutes. Because we've been playing out the back a bit nervously, we're not doing the simple things right. Emery punch in the air there. Look how much it means to him.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's a hell of a header. They were very unlucky with the disallowed goal earlier in the game. I think Villa fans would say they...
You know what's funny? It got to 50 minutes and I was like, 51, blow the whistle.
They never blow the whistle until they'll blow it now. He'll blow it now as soon as that. So that's a shame because it was feeling very positive and that's a bit of a down. They are checking for offside, but there's no way that can be offside.
Out. You can see. I don't know who's on that.
I don't even know why they're checking that.
Yeah. It shouldn't take long at all. It's a goal.
Let's have a look at the comments. Musaiba Saeed, why am I a Spurs fan in caps lock? Lonely Zwabo, chill out, guys. We've been dominating the whole half. No need to lose our heads.
The same thing. I thought we played well this half.
No, I agree. Yeah, he's onside.
It's against the run of play, in my opinion.
Yeah,
call me.
I'm not losing my head. Sorry, it's just depressing to concede just before half time, but that's the way it goes. And yeah, agreed. It's been a good half in general. We've made so many chances. And it's just a shame to concede just before half-time. He's going to blow up as soon as we kick off. Oh, not quite. Go on, make a chance then.
Yeah, maybe we can score one.
I think Ange might say we were a little bit hesitant in that last few minutes.
We were.
And we could have been a bit more positive.
100%, I agree. He said, don't watch the clock. Just play your game. Play forward. Play positive.
Oh, Porro. Oh, we've lost it in midfield.
And you'll eat that.
Well done, Ben Davis.
Forward pass, please.
We are into the 9th minute of added time, which is kind of mad considering there's only 6 on the board. But that is modern football. I can't claim to understand it.
Brian Hill hugging the touchline. Tries to get it back. They intercept it.
Be nice if we could get Matty Cash sent off at some point.
Yeah, it's true.
That's our ball. So Spurs just playing the ball around now, trying to make something happen. It's now the 54th minute, so we're into the 10th minute of added time. The ref has forgotten to look at his watch.
I think so.
Very clearly. James Cottrell says Hill needs to come off. I've been quite impressed with him, I have to say. I guess you said, and you're right, people will blame him for that. But
Told you. I know how fans work.
It's not his fault that we didn't mark from a free kick a couple of phases later.
One mistake, one bad action, and that cancels out all of his work that he's done. That floater ball he put into Son, had he been a bit taller, there was a chance where he should have taken a touch, I felt, but he tried to pass it to Kulusevski. Didn't quite fall off for him. And generally, he's been able to hold on to the ball in the forward position, take his man on. I think he's been all right. I think he's gone that wing, he's hugged that touchline, come inside when he's needed to.
I completely agree.
But you know what the headlines are going to be. I told you, these fans are very fickle.
How much do you think going into this 90 minutes as a whole, losing Bentancur could be a big blow? Because obviously it was only about 10 minutes before the equaliser that Bentancur went off, and we did look incredibly good before that. And I think Højbjerg's looked all right since he's come on too. But
it's very good. To be fair, I have. But it's just the margins in football. At this level, it's like one mistake, one pass too slow, one hesitation, and look what happens. You get punished at the highest level. That's what football's all about. And so people might look at it and say, you guys were lucky not to be down 2-1 because of the offside goal,
True.
But offside was offside. What can you do? We've had 2 goals ruled out.
So obviously we've got that's true. We've got a lot of players out now, probably up to about 10 players injured. Should say I mentioned that on my pre-match preview on the Spurred On podcast, which you can check out. My handle's in the title at @BarnabySlater_. Southview COYS.
Southview COYS TV, baby.
Yeah, check us out. Daily content from me. But in my pre-match preview, I did say that, I felt like we had a lot of injuries, so it could be difficult for us. And a lot of Villa fans got into my comments saying, actually, Villa have 4 or 5 long-term injuries as well. Tyrone Mings is a good example. So, we mentioned earlier how so many injuries are happening. Has the World Cup had a say on that? VAR, is that having a say on that because of people not warming up and warming down and all this time being lost? But I would say that Tottenham are definitely suffering from more injuries than Villa, and Villa look a little bit more, you mentioned it earlier, they're longer into their project. They look like they know each other a bit more than our team do. I wonder if when it comes to the 60th, 70th minute, whether they'll start getting more of a foothold in the game. But my personal hope is that Ange gets into them and gets us back on that front foot from the start of this game, and we can get a couple of goals and blow them away.
We've got enough on that pitch to turn up today. And I also think the fans, they're going to have to pick these players up and give them the energy boost that they need. Because there was a moment of hesitancy, and that's how we allowed them in. Had we carry on playing our football, and that was what Ange was actually talking about. Forget about the clock, forget about the scoreline, just play your football. And sometimes when you overthink, when you hesitate, it gives that half a second for someone to get onto the ball. You take one touch too many, you might look down, you're not looking around. There was times where there was passes on, but we're ignoring them. Why? Do you know what I mean? But also, it's to do with the actual players themselves, positionally wise. They need to look around. Where am I? Am I too close? Do I need to make an angle? Because some people won't pass the ball unless they see you. If you're too close to them, they want to miss you for some reason. They want to see you making a run. They want to see you open up your body like you want to receive it. If you're too close, that means you might get the ball nicked off you from someone in behind. So that's what I mean by always be spatial aware. Where is my opponent? Where am I? Am I able to receive it? Am I too close? And I think that's what happened at times. And then that's where that pass wasn't happening. And it's all about quick passing, quick movement, quick transitions, getting the ball high up, doing the basics really well. And for some reason, that last 5 or 10 minutes, it snuck into our game. It snuck into our game because we had 1 or 2 shaky moments. One with Porro, one with Emerson Royale, and then right at the end, Brian Hill with that running back to our own goal.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him for that. Like Vicario kicked it away, and then we gave away a free kick. It's too many phases past. I want to ask then, if we're going to win this game, who are the key players to making these goals happen?
Udogie for me. Switching with Brian Hill at times. I think Brian Hill hugging that wing, he's doing exceptionally well, but sometimes I want to see him go inside, and I want to see Udogie come out wide. Just ask different questions. Kulusevski, I want him to get back in the game. And Lo Celso, I feel like he looks like the key for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Is attacking as Kulu is on the ball. I feel like you said it before. You nailed it. Lo Celso knows when to intercept, knows how to read the play, and I think Højbjerg's quite good at that as well. So if we can win that ball high up, pass it into the channels, whether that be the inside channel or the outer channel, like the half space or the wide touchline space, start hitting that, because Aston Villa couldn't live with us when we were doing that. When we were keeping it very simple and just passing it in almost like a straight line. It's almost like a straight line before that cross that goes into, and also gambling. I felt like we take a few more gambles in that box, and we said it. If we were clinical, we would have blown them away.
That's
because
true.
We had so many
chances.
Could have
scored 4 or 5. Yeah.
And I was like, guys, just anticipate, go there, be in that 6-yard box, because the balls are quality now. Just get in there, and you could just see like January window. For me, I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at a centre forward, a box striker that's gonna get on the end of that, and it's just gonna clean up those type of.
Throw me some names. Santiago
Jimenez of is it Feyenoord or PSV? I think it's PSV. I forget.
Okay.
He's a Dutch. He's a Mexican striker.
Yeah.
But he's in the Dutch league. You've probably done some analysis.
Yeah, I have done. Yeah, he's quite a big guy for a Mexican. He's like a 9. He's 9. Yeah, he's decent. Let's talk about the bench, because it may well come to it that we're going to have to go to our bench. Obviously, Højbjerg has already come on, but we've got Oliver Skipp, Fraser Forster, Donnelly, Dorrington, Valise, and Eric Dyer on the bench. A lot of people have been talking about Jamie Donnelly and Alfie Dorrington. I've never watched them play, so I tend to kind of try and not say, oh, we need this player to play, this youth team player to play, because the way I look at it, Big Ange sees them in training every day. There's a reason why they're not playing. But from everything I hear, Jamie Donnelly is the kind of creative midfielder.
I just saw Kulu's shot.
I know, he hit the post. I
can't believe you missed it.
Why are they saying Tottenham penalty claim? That's interesting. Oh, for a handball? Okay, hold on. There's a claim for a handball after Kulusevski hits the post. Let's have a look at this then. So it clips up and then it comes up there.
Nah.
Oh, no, I don't think so. You're never getting that. You're never ever getting that. How do you feel? So, how do you feel about some of these kind of younger youth team players who, in fairness to some of our Spurs fans who do watch the academy, they've seen them and they really rate Dorrington as a ball-playing centre half and Donnelly as a kind of attacking midfielder?
Not this game. That's all. Yes, they're good. Playing in front of like 6,000, 10,000 compared to 60,000. In these type of conditions where you've seen Brian Hill do a backwards run, all of a sudden, Brian Hill, he's the problem.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would hate for one of our youngsters to come in and get slated, because that would ruin a young man's confidence. 18 years old, personality is being built right now. He's not a full man. He's not 21 years old yet.
Yeah.
So would that affect him? Maybe. Against like a Nottingham Forest, Everton, maybe you bring him on for those type of games.
In games when we're winning as well, like a couple of goals up.
Bring him on a few minutes. Do you know what I mean? Get a feel of it. Get a feel of the men's football compared to like under 21s. It's a different level. They're a lot more. You've seen how physical it is there. You've seen what's happened to Bentancur.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's been savaged. Lo Celso's been savaged as well. And I don't want to talk about the ref, but coming back into our young players, it would be nice if they could get a run out. If we had like Europa or we're still in the League Cup. These hypotheticals, they're not around. So it's harder to kind of bring these type of characters in. Donnelly, I have watched. He does look good on the ball. Front-footed, technically quite good as well. But in terms of starting him right now, like anyone, you'd have your reservations, you'd have your question marks. We've got enough in midfield at the moment. And for him to get in, I agree. I think it has to be in a position of strength, not of a position of weakness. Okay. And I think that's the main difference.
How do you feel, obviously Brennan Johnson has been moved from the left to the right today. Yes. How do you feel he's done? I feel like he hasn't been in the game that much, which kind of makes sense to me, because obviously Porro inverts so much. There's not much opportunity for him to have got the ball. He had that one run where it kind of deflected off the defender and came back and he cut in. I said this week on my podcast, I felt he might be the key to this game for Spurs, but actually I thought that was coming off the left, getting in behind Matty Cash. So it's kind of changed a little bit now. Do you think going into the second half, the game might open up a bit? He might have some more chances to get in behind?
It all depends on mental state, because I felt like with Wolves, he started well and then he kind of went missing. And I don't want that to be a key feature of his game. I always look at players' personality, their mentality. If things are going not so well, how do they react? How do they respond? He's still quite young in his development. He's 22 years old. But old enough to and that's what I mean by personality. Decky, similar age, but completely different kind of mentality. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when the game's not going well, I still want them to make those runs in behind because that's where the threat is. We're going to be able to stretch their defence. We're going to be able to make the pitch a lot more wider if the right winger is hugging that touchline, making runs in behind, and he's pulling not just the fullback, but the right midfielder as well, because Kulu's going to join in that side as well. Yeah. And Paul's going to join in that side. So you've got like a free midfielder tangent where you can make a small little triangle and give them headaches. And then all of a sudden, gaps start appearing all over the pitch because they're having to put that fire out. But guess what? You've got Son free. You've got Brian Hill free. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Who knows? Lo Celso might push up the pitch. Yeah. Who knows? Højbjerg might even get into the game. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I know we haven't got our first choice centre backs, and I haven't seen like Emerson Royal or Ben Davies push too far forward into that game. Like you'd see like with a Van der Ven or Romero, exactly. But sometimes we just need to take that gamble. It depends on where we are, where the game state is. Do we take a risk? Does one of those midfielders and defenders just really push high up? I know it's going to be a lot of space in behind. It's scary. All Spurs fans, I get it. I'm one of them. I know. This shirt reminds me of Fulham. I can't lie.
I want to say, what do you think? You know, Spurs fans, if you're equally feeling scared at home, like, what do you think is more likely, that we lose this game by going forward and trying to attack, or if we sit back on our own 18-yard box like we have done for the last few seasons and just give it away anyway? I want to just quickly go to the comments quickly, because we've got one of our members' comments. This is Yori. He says, the refs of the Premier League are utter frauds. VAR is killing the flow, but also uncovering the staggering level of incompetence of referees. Great show. Big up, guys. What do you feel about Yori's comment there?
Big up Yori, by the way.
Big up Yori.
Member for over 2 years. Basically, what it is twofold, because I'm on his side. I'm on his side because I thought a lot of the challenges, I thought, wow, you're injuring our players. And the rest, what are you doing? They're picking up knocks here. They're playing reckless. They need to be pinned back. And then, obviously, there was a yellow card for Matty Cash, a yellow card for McGinn, which is helping us in our favour. But I think what the referee's trying to do is he's trying to let the game flow as much as possible. He's not trying to make it stop, start. But he is taking notes, hopefully, in his little handbook. Yeah. And if something comes up again, because I think it's 3 fouls and then you're in a book. Yeah. I'm hoping that he's watching that very closely. But I do agree with him. Like, it's so frustrating to see some fouls happen, and he's not actually given the actual foul as well. I don't mind advantage, but some of the fouls are like, well, that was a foul. What's going on there? Do you know what I mean? And he's not pulled it up. And maybe you need the home supporters to get on the ref a bit more.
Yeah, I think they are. I can definitely hear them getting on Matty Cash's back. So just going to read some comments here. Yeah, Jake's dad, but I take this any time over Conte ball and Mourinho ball. I think we all agree with that. Yeah. Big Sad says, keep attacking. If we start defending, we are losing, like against Wolves. We've got a message from a member, Andrew Dean. Hill is terrible. Okay, I think that's a little bit one-dimensional thinking. I think he's done all right, to be honest. They're just showing some clips of Goodison Park. Obviously, after this game, it's Everton against Manchester United. I think it's fair to say that Man United may be kind of swimming in the same waters as us towards the end of the season, hopefully going for that kind of top 4, top 5 finish. There's also a huge protest going to happen at that ground today. Firstly, you know, what do you feel about Everton's 10-point deduction? And secondly, how do you think that Everton-Man United game will go?
Everton, I think it's easier for them to get the deduction because it was only like one charge. Compared to like Man City's 115. So I think it's like 4 years of documents to get through. So it'll be very like one-dimensional of me to say, oh, look, Man City are getting away with it. Look what Chelsea are getting away with. And Chelsea already had a year of transfer ban when Lampard was in charge. I haven't read too much into it, but I was surprised of the 10-point deduction. I thought it was quite harsh. I thought it might have been slightly less. Right. But obviously, the rules are the rules. They don't really care where you are on the table, do they? They're not saying, oh, you know, you're fighting a relegation battle. Oh, well, 10 points, ha-ha. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been talking about this with my flatmate who's a Newcastle fan. So, you know, financial doping and sports washing is quite big conversation in our flat. But I wonder, you know, this is the cynical side of me, right? Yeah. Borderline conspiracy theory, just as the players run out. Is there an element of Man City where they've been like, well, look, if we just break the rules so much, then they'll actually never be able to get to the bottom of it. and therefore, we'll wrap it in legal red tape. We can afford the most expensive lawyers in the world, and therefore, maybe it'll be 10 years before something happens. And even if we do get relegated in 10 years' time,
about 10 titles by then.
We've won everything anyway. And actually, I heard Stephen McInerney, who's a Man City influencer, he did an interview, I think on Sky or somewhere I saw last week. And he was like, if we get relegated to League Two, it doesn't matter because I'll be watching there like I watched when we were in League One before. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, because you've won everything, you don't care. Like, you don't care.
Literally.
But the teams who have been cheated by the financial doping, the teams who've come second to Man City, we came second to Chelsea in 2017, and Chelsea are now being under investigation. So it's a weird, it shouldn't be as simple as, you're a City fan, so you don't care. Well, you don't care because you just won the treble, but you won the treble because you've been playing fast and loose with the rules.
For me, it's making the league uncompetitive, because if you've got a team like City dominating, then what's the point? Like, it's becoming a farmers league, as people say, and you don't want one team just to dominate and the others are just fighting out for second, third, and fourth.
That's Germany and Bayern Munich.
Exactly. It's the Premier League. It's meant to be one of the most exciting, strongest competitive leagues in the world. So, and the thing is, I don't know how long it's going to start.
Villa have taken off Matty Cash, I think, and brought on Tielemans.
Yep.
I certainly saw the number 2, and they brought on Leon Bailey as well.
Tactical changes
for
by Emery.
Diaby's come off. Right. Interesting. Good player, Diaby.
He wasn't in the game. He wasn't in the game. I noticed that. I was going to mention that during the stream. The game.
Yeah.
Let's put it on. About to kick off right now.
Okay, a few more comments. Why are you disrespecting Son? He's played decent for 7 seasons. I assume they're talking about someone else in the comments because we would never disrespect Sonny.
Not me.
Peaky Blinders, or PK Blinders, very good, says Hill is playing well. I agree. Stuart Livermore, we need a Robbie Keane type of player in January.
You know what? I was thinking that on the way up here. What a player he was.
Didn't Keane used to love scoring against Villa as well? I'm sure of it.
So instinctive. That's what I like. Players that just, you can't teach what he does on the pitch.
So the game has kicked off now, guys. Second half. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you guys are watching. Don't forget, if you're not already, drop a comment, subscribe to We Are Tottenham TV. Also subscribe to the Spurred On podcast, which is on my YouTube channel at @BarnabySlater_, or wherever you get your podcast, be that Spotify, Apple, or Google Podcasts. And tell them where they can find you.
Southview COYS TV, man. Southview COYS.
Very cool. So we started on the ball. We're getting some early possession. Højbjerg on the ball. Just got it off Destiny Udogie. Brian Hill still hugging that touchline. Being brave on the ball here, Brian. Go on, win a corner.
It's technical.
Win a corner. He's just. That's where he's not strong, isn't it? He kind of gets knocked off the ball a little easily, but we've won it back. Nice. Well done, Gio.
That's it. Just keep it in their half.
That's interesting. Ben Davies is playing a bit further up there. We were talking about that at half-time.
This is what I'm saying. You need to be a little bit brave.
These are
if
dangerous
you're going to
areas.
force the issue, at times we're going to need to ask questions.
Oh, what a turn from Destiny.
Lovely. And that's what he gives you. That's what he gives you. Physicality as well. Able to protect the ball and able to do a half turn.
He took the ball literally back to goal in central midfield, turned, I think, Yuri Tielemans, who's only just come on, and won a free kick in what could be a dangerous area, although I don't think we'll pump it into the box. I think more likely we'll play it short. But yeah, you're absolutely right. We missed Udogie so much. What an absolute steal. What do we get him for? Like 20 million? Maybe even less?
Yeah, if that.
Just let him go out on loan for
Let him go on loan for Udinese, and since then he's just been flying.
And he's one of those players where we thought he'd been bought basically for Conte because Conte played wing backs.
That's right.
But again, as we mentioned earlier, Big Ange, a good coach, has coached him, and now he's playing fullback, which I think is for the first time in his career, and he's playing it unbelievably well.
And the thing is, off the back of it, he got into the Italian squad. So
yeah, and he played brilliantly in that first game for Italy. I actually watched that game as well, and they were gutted that he wasn't fit last week to play Ukraine. They just about made. Oh my God, Emerson Royale is on a run into midfield,
Royale.
but now he doesn't want the ball anymore.
No, there's no one making that run off the ball. That's what it was. That's why he hesitated.
Yeah. He looked tired as well.
There needs to be a run off the ball for him to play that ball, and it's frustrating because the same thing happened to Brian Hill.
Okay, so Pedro Porro's just won a free kick on the corner of their 18-yard box. And that's interesting what happened there. He was given the ball in a tight area, and he took it really well. The reason I say it's interesting, because about 20 seconds earlier, I was going to say, he always looks a bit worrying when he gets the ball in tight moments. He can turn it over a bit, Porro, but he took it really well then. This is a good opportunity to play the ball into the box, put some pressure on them. Come on.
Come on, you Spurs.
Danny S. says, how can Expressions be here and also commentating on his own channel?
Joker.
That's, I believe, quite rude. Serp, I don't get the obsession with bulking uphill. His balance needs improving, but he's more like Son, not super strong, but nimble and fast. He's not fast like Son, though, is he?
No, he's not as fast.
If he had another yard of pace,
Then
yeah,
it'd be
I'd
a
agree.
different level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this looks like it's going to be
I
Porro.
think it's decision making from. That's what I think it is.
But he doesn't play a lot of games, so he needs to get the rhythm. That's a good
Whoa,
ball.
Gamble.
Oh, well done, Hill. Have a dig. It's
Bang.
Lo Celso again.
Oh, deflected wide. Corner.
Gio. Okay, we're looking to take a short corner here, but Villa have got their they've got their players back. Spurs Lad 2022. Here's a question for you: will Brian Hill ever score a goal? I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
For his confidence, like this for him.
Taking the short corner, we're laying it back across the box. Destiny Doggy. Oh, good
Lovely,
ball. Now
lovely
Porro's got
ball.
a chance to cross it.
Good cross.
Yeah, good stuff.
I like when Porro goes out wide because he's got quality
And
on the ball.
it was him who set up that winner against Liverpool, wasn't it?
It was him that helped with the Wolves goal as well.
Yeah.
Kulu.
They
Oh,
threw another ball on the pitch.
jeez. Unlucky Spurs.
Yeah, would that have counted? Because there was another ball on the pitch. This should be another corner. Why?
What? Oh, someone from the fans.
I have to say, it was one of the Spurs fans. That's happened before as well. So mental.
Come on, boys.
Why do the weirdest
Come on,
things
lads.
happen to our club?
It's like we do it to ourselves.
Jeep asked, what is a yard of space? I mean, it's quite literal. It's when you've got a bit of space around
is it
you.
a meter and 3 inches? I don't know.
Yeah,
Google it.
It's the non-decimal way of saying a meter. A meter and a half of space.
Yeah,
or
maybe a
something
meter
like
and a half.
Sonny, Gina Hur says Sonny was on fire during the international break. Getting back into the Premier League, he will shine again soon. Yeah, I agree. He's a top player. And did you watch the Spurs sensational documentary?
I watched a bit of it. I haven't finished watching it.
It showed how his dad takes him to the after training.
Yeah,
his dad takes him to the local David Lloyd training centre to make him train more. We're in here.
Lovely.
It's good football from Spurs.
Oh,
He wants it on his left foot.
Oh, man. Oh, if he got
It's
it
a
onto
corner.
his right. I don't know. Is that just me? I know he's got a right foot.
He
but
hasn't
just
got a
take
right foot.
Just take a risk. It might work. Oh, it's so frustrating.
Lovely play. Pedro Porro to Johnson, who cuts it back, and it comes to Brian Hill at the back stick, and he just doesn't feel comfortable again. Yeah.
Maybe he swapped them over. So then
So he
when
can
he's on
cut
that
in.
side.
Possibly, even though you've been saying the opposite all game.
I just see that chance. If that falls to Brennan Johnson, he's striking that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's just going to be on
Get
his
off the
right foot,
pitch.
his stronger foot.
That's good.
So that's the age-old argument, isn't it? So now we're seeing why, like, everyone's like, play your left foot on the left, play your right foot on the right.
Yeah.
But that's why. You know, sometimes these managers know best.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see the mix-up. Man on. First
Well
time.
played from Pedro.
First time.
Sorry, from Pierre.
Son, get on side. Because if he's on side, he can play the ball into him.
Yeah.
It's frustrating for me. So I
It's
can't
all right,
just see
though.
it.
Still got it.
I can see the passes.
Brilliant
I can
from
see it. Running off
Kulusevski.
the ball, give it to him.
Cross it.
Lovely diversion.
Oh.
Good block, good defending. Look after it.
Well done.
Back in
Playing
the
some nice
midfield.
stuff in intricate
Is it
areas.
Doggy?
Go on, Destiny. Oh, unlucky.
unlucky.
Okay, there's a transition here. Keep working, Brennan Johnson. Yeah, they're free at the back.
Brennan
This is
Johnson did
dangerous
well.
here.
Brennan Johnson was able to get back.
They're 2 on 3. You've got to keep working, Gio. Gio's got to keep working back. He's got to keep working back.
Say, you know he wants to come inside. Good save.
Oh, my.
Off the post.
I'll tell you what, Vicario nearly made his first mistake of the season there. But he pushed it
Wow.
onto the post and he got
Wow.
away with it.
I thought he was going to catch it.
And Pierre's just given the ball away again on transition. Nobody was giving him an option there.
That's what it is. I think that's why they're hesitating. The players off the ball need to shape, make angles for these players to give it a quick ball.
So
If the
Villa,
pass isn't on, I have got no problems of slowing the play down a little bit until we can retain possession and retain control of the game.
You don't have a problem with it, but Ange does.
I know, but if there's no one in front,
Yeah.
there's no one
I
to
agree.
hit.
No,
There's
I
one to
completely
hit.
agree.
There's no one to hit. So then
But don't you think that was like Højbjerg in his ears, like, don't go backwards, I'm not allowed, I'll get shouted at.
Possibly.
Yeah. So we got away with one again there a little bit. It hit the post in the end, in case you're not watching, which is mad, because it should have been a routine save, really.
All day.
Yeah, that against us is always on that ball. So a chance for Dean to cross it again.
Good block.
Well done, Porro. He's learned from the first half a little bit.
That's it. Just block the passing ranges, block the crossing
Just
ranges.
showing the replay of Vicario's save here.
I hate his hands behind the back. I think if he opens his body up, he can stop that shot.
Vicario kissed the ball as it bounced back to him off the post. I don't know. It wasn't as easy a save as I thought the first time, but actually, you know, it came from around a player, so he saw it a bit late, I think, is the issue.
Yeah.
I used to be a goalkeeper, so I'm a bit of a member of the goalkeepers union.
I understand that. I've played five-a-side. I know how it is when you can't see the goal.
I tend to stick up for them where I can, but I'm pretty honest, say it is, as a rule, when it comes to keepers.
So, dangerous corner for Spurs to defend here.
Yeah, they've gone to the back stick. Oh, Brian Hill marking at the back. He's never going to win that.
Big clearance.
Well, what a ball from Gio. So, unfortunately, Decky's got no pace, but he needs Brennan Johnson to help him. He's got two at the back if he can find either of them.
What can he do? He's going a bit too wide for me.
It's a good ball from Sonny. Oh, tell you what, nearly tripped in there.
It's back Hill. Great cross. Oh, Gamble!
That was unbelievable football.
Oh, if he gambles a bit more, it's in the net.
Don't foul him.
Well done, well done.
Beautiful football from Spurs.
Oh, great game. Great game.
Højbjerg's done well there. That was wonderful. So what happened was Decky was kind of through on the transition on the left-hand side, but he didn't have the pace, so he held it up and then played a nice little through ball to Son, who then cut it back to, I think, Decky, who crossed it, and Johnson just missed out at the far post. Should have gambled, like you said, Ash, more at the back stick. He will learn. It's early in the Ange project, and I think our players will learn this stuff. That's what I'm blaming it on. This is a great game for the neutral, and when games tend to open up around 60 minutes, I think this will be carnage in the last 20 minutes of this game.
It will. Man on you, man on you. Let it go. That's it. First touch. One more on the outside. Let it go. That's it. All right, whip it in now.
Decky taking up some good little areas here. Oh, that's not a nice ball.
Good.
And now they're on the break again.
Make up for it, but don't get a yellow card.
God, it's a lot like...
Make up for it. That's what I want. There we go. That's better.
He slipped.
He slipped. There we go. That's what I want.
Okay, now we're on the transition.
I don't mind you
making
Put him in, Gio. Put him in. He's
offside. He's offside again, I think. He's got a chance, Son. He's got a chance.
Bang it. Oh, it doesn't bury it.
Okay, it might not count as offside now. Too many phases.
Got the ball.
Oh, a lovely ball. Sonny.
Across the... Oh,
he should have crossed, don't you think?
Yeah, he could. Yeah.
Johnson was in the middle there.
So he looked offside, though. I think they might have done it rewinds and maybe saw what happened before. Was he off? I want to see it again. Let's double check.
This is the earlier one.
Oh, yeah. This is where that great ball from Decky into Son, make a good diagonal run.
Yeah, if Johnson could have just risked it a bit earlier, you're right.
It just reminds me of the Gaza moment.
Yes, against Germany, Euro 96 semi-final.
God bless Terry Venables, man.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was the manager at the time when that happened. So I remember that like yesterday. In the grey kit.
Yeah. Gaza at the back post, sliding in, would have put us through because it was golden goals back then as well.
Yeah, it would have. We would have got to a final, and I think we would have won that. Great header.
Is that Højbjerg?
Great first time touch. Go on. Oh no, he didn't make the run. You should have been there. You should have been there. That's what he was saying.
Yeah, but that was lovely from Højbjerg winning the ball back in midfield there.
That was excellent. That's what you want to see from a Viking.
Playing it out a bit.
There we go. And again, force them backwards. That's what you got to do. You got to press them high, force them backwards.
They're playing some good stuff here, though. Villa. Yeah, McGuinness turned him.
Højbjerg
actually should have taken his yellow card there. I think we're in trouble here. Watkins is in. Okay, it's gone a bit wide. There's someone.
He slipped over. He slipped over. He's lost his foot in.
Okay, but that was very dangerous because they had someone at the back, stick free. This is basketball at the moment. Villa looking good when they get the ball. Spurs looking incredibly dangerous when we do.
Guess what? If we win the ball back, guess what?
And
transition.
Yeah, and there's destiny.
We're on attack, lads. Go head up. People run. I know it's physically demanding. The fitness here has to be A1. I'm telling you, you have to be top of your game. I think they're going to slow it down a bit just to catch their breath.
Yeah, and the fans are kind of groaning a little bit because Spurs did take a little touch on the ball there for the first time in a while.
I'm telling you, it's not easy to sprint from one side of the pitch to the other. It's back and forth.
Tell you what, Decky on the right foot.
Go on, Decky.
Well, that's a foul.
Oh, foul. Come on. Referee says no.
Ref doesn't give obstruction there.
Lovely, ref. Well done, ref. Sarcasm, by the way, people.
Yeah.
Sarcasm. That was a foul day for me. He definitely obstructs him from getting past him. He doesn't play the ball at all.
Yeah, so what happened was Kulusevski basically, he took the ball at pace and he takes his touch to the left of the defender and the defender just kind of stands his ground. I never really understand what the rule is on obstruction when it comes to that. Because refs kind of, when they just stand there, it's like they don't give it. But by standing there, they are blocking his run.
Exactly. It's obstruction. There would be no other... Look, I knew he was going to give that for a free kick now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no such thing as obstruction.
Yeah.
Why is there obstruction in the game? Tell me. And then what are the rules?
Yeah. Alan Smith on COYS has just said it's difficult to call a winner here. What I would say is I know you can call me out if I'm wrong, but I think both teams will score again in this game.
Go on, Spurs.
In fact,
right. He's in. On the right. Switch a play. Head up, switch a play. He's in, he's put his hand up.
Sonny doesn't have that ball. Sonny doesn't have that ball in his locker. No, too early, Brian. Too early. But it's all right. Decky gets it on the other side. I should say I called on the Spurred On podcast this week 3-2 Spurs in this game.
Decky's playing well for me.
He seems to be playing a bit more on the left than he was first half.
I think he switched it up.
Oh, he's in. He's in. Johnson is in.
Finish that! Yes!
So Spurs have scored. He's offside.
He's off. He's slightly in front. He's slightly in front.
The third disallowed goal of the game. But I think he's given it for the first one.
Yeah, maybe.
He's given it for Johnson, and he is offside.
Yeah, he is. Two offsides.
Yeah, and Sonny was a bit too close. He's got to make a better run than that. But yeah, he's offside. So the 3 offside goals in this game so far. Spurs looking great around the opposition box, a little less so in their own half.
Yes, definitely.
But nothing is as we didn't expect, if that makes sense.
This is it. Great game, man. My heart's in my mouth every 2 seconds.
Exactly.
It's that type of game.
Exactly. It's yeah, Kulusevski, as we were just saying, does seem to be playing a little wider than he was in the first half. No, that was a foul he's given away there, and he's trying to get himself booked by complaining to the ref.
Do you think Brennan's playing as more as a striker?
Yeah, he looks a bit. Yeah, he looks a bit.
Are we playing like a 4-4-2? Do you reckon?
I'm not sure. Let me double check it when we next come to it. He looks like he's more involved for sure. But where is he at the moment? He's still kind of on the right a bit. Højbjerg's made some good interceptions in this half already. I think he's definitely looking better at the 6.
Would you say that because we'll see anyway. I was going to say, is it a little bit more fluid?
2 of them are through on goal here. Vicario's got to do some of his sweeper keeping. Oh, but he's given it.
Oh, he's tried to hit him. Nope, it's not worked. It's not worked. Oh well, McGinn.
So what happened there was they played the ball from the centre half over the top. We had our line on the halfway line, so they can't be offside. They were through. Vicario did his kind of Chelsea-esque sweeper keeping, but headed it straight to John McGinn, who had a go on goal, but hits it wide and over.
We did have a defender back just behind him.
Brian, well done. Give it now. Give it.
That's it. Oh, yep. Well
done,
Højbjerg.
Yeah. And now you give it, Pedro.
He's not playing back, Højbjerg, for me. I don't mind it. Go on, give it first time. That's it. 1-2. There we go. Get a bit of touch on that.
I think that was an easier ball for Brian there.
No, he underhit that pass though to him. He did underhit that pass.
Well done, Pedro.
The problem is, in my opinion, I don't think we've got anyone else to come in. And it's interesting to see Hill switching over onto the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if we're interchanging that front 3.
Yeah, Ange definitely likes his teams to be fluid.
Does it feel to you like a 4-2-3-1 with Son being the top man and 3 interchanging slightly behind him?
I think it's still a 4-3-3.
Yep.
But Kulusevski, Højbjerg, and Lo Celso as the 3. Villa cutting us open here again. He scored.
2-1 against the runner play.
Ollie Watkins has scored. It was just too easy there. They just cut through us. It wasn't even at pace. It was kind of slow. But as I said, I feel confident that both teams will still score in this game. And
you said 60-minute mark.
Up.
You called it. You said the 60th minute mark. It's interesting. Let's see how they respond now, because I want to see if they carry on playing the way they did. I wouldn't criticise Ange's selection here. I think the selection was right, but let's see what actually happened.
Do you know what? We just stopped pressing them here a little bit. We've just dropped off. And look, it's just 1-2 between Watkins and Tielemans, I think. And he just puts in the bottom left-hand corner.
No pressure on him at all. No pressure on Watkins.
In between Davis and Royale.
Yeah. No pressure. Right here. See there when he gets the first pass? Yeah.
But this is what we're going to say. They have been more clinical. They've had basically 3 chances, 1 disallowed, and 2 goals.
I hate to say it, but Emery's got it right. Tielemans getting it right there.
Surf South says terrible defence, game over. Championship defending, says TJR. Well, when you've got your 2 best centre-halves out, you are going to give away chances, and that was, it's fair to say, the striker getting in between the 2 centre-backs. An easy 1-2 with no defensive midfielder anywhere in sight. And unfortunate, but I think there were more goals in this game.
Do you think Højbjerg should have been there and that initial pass that came into Watkins, the first phase of it?
I think we just, from what I saw there, I think we just stood off them a little bit. Considering they were 10, 15 yards in our half, I think we should have been...
You kind of want your 6 to be there to disrupt that pass coming into Watkins first, because he had no pressure on him whatsoever before he actually did the pass into Tielemans. Tielemans gave him the ball back, and then he finished it off, if that makes sense.
I think what Ange would say, again, though, is basically, I'm agreeing with what you're saying, but what he'd say is, like, literally, if we're going to concede a goal by stepping off, you might as well press them everywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know whether they, we'd had a few attacks in a row and they were a bit tired. But
that's what I was just about to say. That it could have been fatigue. It happens. It settles into the game, and it's about this time in the game when it happens. Yeah. It always happens. 60th minute, 70th minute, a drop off happens.
Yeah.
Aston Villa have got a bit more confidence now.
Yeah, won the ball there, Gio.
We won the ball. Can we do anything with it? Gio's looking up. He's got picked out.
Destiny's on the left.
Destiny's come inside on his left. He's kind of run away from him, and it's those type of situations where it's just that final third sometimes we're just lacking a touch too many, indecisiveness of what to do next.
Brilliant from Gio. Sonny's in and he's on. Gio's I think 14. Back. Torres was keeping him on. He shouldn't cross it this time.
He should have put in the middle. He was on.
He should have taken that onto his right foot. Well,
he could have taken it onto his right foot and shot, but also I don't know who was in the middle.
Brennan Johnson, I think.
Brennan Johnson was in. If he cuts it back to Johnson.
Oh, I see. So I think Johnson I think was at the far stick, but yeah.
Whoever was in the middle, they were in. Okay, we need to count. You know what? For me, Gio doing that through ball there, that's what he's the creator.
Yeah.
From that in that little hole in that pocket space, I think he's doing well. Give Gio the ball, let him carry on creating like that, because I think that's the key.
It's all right. It's broken to Porro.
Go on, head up, get out your feet. A bit too close to the defender.
Okay, now don't foul him here. It's
we could still win it. Yeah, we could still win it.
Kicked it off, has he?
Yeah. Yep, there you go. That's what you want, a bit of pressure.
Okay, 65 minutes gone, 2-1 down. Villa, I think, noticeably now going into kind of full Conte ball, low block, which makes sense, of course. Away wins in the Premier League are very rare,
3, 4,
but they still look very
5.
dangerous on the break because they've got pace and they've got legs. But can we make chances? Good ball out from Gio to Decky, who's hugging the right touchline a lot more now for sure.
Again.
I mean, that's a foul, ref.
Again.
The first one was a foul.
Again. Obstruction.
He's in the box now asking for a foul for a penalty, but I think the first one is the one that's a foul.
Exactly.
Exactly. As Ash said, the obstruction from the first one, Villa now kind of breaking with the ball a little bit.
It's frustrating.
Watkins pulling out onto the left side.
Is Kulusevski still down? I can't see.
Yeah, they've kicked the ball out. Kulusevski's now up.
He's up now. I was going to say, listen, if Kulu's out, then
I think that's the obstruction there from McGinn and a foul. He trips him up on the way, and then he gets the ball here.
Correct.
And it's outside the box anyway, so...
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how this isn't obstruction.
Look, he just goes to ground too easily.
6-1 maybe, actually. I'll call it on my second view.
They're trying
well,
to
if you want to give us a pen for that, fine, but I don't think it is. Well,
I don't think it's a pen either.
Does he get the ball or does it go off Decky?
I don't know if he gets the ball.
I don't think it's a foul, but if they want to give it to us, feel free. I don't think they're going to, yeah.
No, they're not. You know what? I didn't even want it. I'll be honest. I don't want to get back in a game like that.
I'm going to look straight down the lens and go, not sure about that, mate. Not sure about that.
No, I want to win the right way, man. I don't want to debatable penalties and then, I want us to win like the way we should.
A member, Simon Ulster, says, once again, Davis caught out too slow. I don't know. I don't even know. I think it's reading the game, personally. Yeah, it's easy to just blame
switching off.
Centre-halves, but
switching off.
Gio has been that's a yellow card.
Oh, Lecelso. Go on, switch it. He's got to start the next game for me. I'm sorry.
Of course he does.
I'm sorry. Look at that. Go on. I don't mind that.
Keep being brave, boys. If we're going to lose this game, let's keep going forwards. That's the key. Come on. Because if we can get an equaliser, then the fans will be really on their back. Oh, that's a bad touch from Pierre, but he's won it back. Well done.
That's all right. Just keep going.
Well done, Brian Hill.
There we go. That's it. That's better.
No, he's done well there.
Oh, I can get in front of him.
Hill did really well there, actually.
Bang! Oh!
It's an interesting effort from Porro. Forces a save from Emi Martinez.
That turn Porro did in the middle before it went out to Brian Hill.
Yeah, it was lovely.
That was nice. I thought, I don't mind him in that position if he's trying things like that.
So Brian Hill there, for the first time today, got an early cross in, cutting it back. I think that's key to him because he's never going to beat that last man on the outside.
That's right.
But if he gets an early one in before they're expecting it, cutting it back, that's where he can do some damage, I think.
Come on, just
Malek.
play the right way.
Malek Halli-Michael says Udogie will score today, and also Beran. Don't know who that is.
Bang, bang, bang. Oh, he sets it down. Oh.
Is it a bit above him? So the cross comes in. It's a beautiful corner, and it's just above Ben Davis, and it goes over the bar. Oh. Yeah, Alan Smith says it's a touch too high as well.
If he could just header it down. Oh.
No, it's unlucky.
It's unlucky. He's unlucky because he looks at it, he keeps his eye on the ball, turns his neck, and it goes over the bar.
This game has gone exactly how I expected it to go in a weird way. Just very open. Both teams kind of giving up chances. But I think we've deserved more than this so far. We need to get the next goal.
I just put it down to that.
Brian Hill's just lost the ball, and they're through. Watkins is through, and
Vicario.
Vicario's sweeper keeping is excellent.
Quality. If we're going to concede chances like that, we got to take our chances.
That's where Hill has to not lose the ball, though. It's easy to say, but... Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant from...
Free kick. Is that Konza? No, Kamara.
Kamara. Very good.
Feet.
I think John McGinn has scored a free kick for them against us before. It's outside the box.
Was it not? Diaz?
Luis.
Douglas Luis. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry. Is he on the picture?
Yes, I think
it might have been this end as well. Yeah, Douglas Luiz standing over, Bailey standing over it.
Yeah.
It's about 23, 24 yards out, maybe 24, 25 yards out. On the right-hand side, as they look at the goal, looks made for the left footer. Yeah, as the commentators just said.
Douglas Luiz will take this.
George Henry, hope we can do some business in the January transfer window. We have a very good manager. Levy needs to back him. Yeah, my fear is that we don't have a lot of money to spend in January because we're not in Europe.
We just have to recruit smartly, so we can get players in at the right price point. Because Aston Villa's director of football in Lange, who's now our director of football, he did very well on getting players for like 30 million or under. Yeah, do you know what I mean? The likes of McGinn, the likes of Cash.
This is a big chance.
The likes of Ramsey as well, all under 30 million. So we can do business.
Looks like it's going to be Luis or Luca Dean over the free kick. Here we go. It's Luca Dean. A good save from Vicario. Gets across his box over the wall, and dipping under the bar, and he gets across.
For me, Vicario, he hasn't done too bad.
Oh, that's a good save.
He hasn't done too bad.
As the keeper, anything over the wall is almost not your responsibility, so it's a good save for him to get across from over the wall. Possibly, if it didn't quite have enough pace on it, but they've got a corner now. It's a good save. 20 minutes to go. Come on, Spurs. Can we get the next goal? Put them under pressure. Come on, Spurs.
I always look at these points where they're about to attack us. They're always open as well. It works both ways. So
yeah, but they look more dangerous from set pieces than we do.
I tend to agree on that one.
Be strong.
In swinging corner.
Oh, they just had an unbelievable chance. Ollie Watkins got up first. We do not defend set pieces well. I've been saying that all season. I'll say it again. They just don't seem... Look at that. It's Ben Davies against three of them.
Another day that goes on the wrong side of the post, and it's in the net.
Oh, it's a great chance.
It's a great chance.
We're lucky here. So Oliver Skipp is coming on for Brian Hill.
Oh, we're changing shape.
Yeah, we have to be. Shape. I think Hill's done all right. Obviously, hasn't played a lot of games. Skipp will bring us legs. Where do you think, formation-wise, this is going to work?
So we might go to I don't know, 4-4-2 maybe, because you've taken off one of our wingers.
Well, what a ball that is. Chance here. It's come on his wrong side. Came on his wrong side. We need some more two-footed players in our team.
We really do.
He just did the old Scotty. Gio Lo Celso just did the old Scotty Parker 360. And Villa are in. Leon Bailey.
That is so annoying.
Good defending.
That's
good
so annoying.
Defending. Don't foul him. Don't foul him. Well done, Gio. And we're back on the transition. It's basketball now. It's basketball. Just going end to end.
Just a little bit of quality lacking. Just a little bit.
We were unlucky there. Gio had a good chance on the transition to get a through ball in, but it fell to his right foot. And so he did the full 360 to try and get it back on his left foot. And that's where we're missing some of our best players who are a little bit more two-footed. Correct. And Maddison will try that pass on either side.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the reality of Premier League football. You get a few injuries, especially when you're in the early part of a project.
Exactly.
And you don't have the squad players.
And have patience for as well.
Tielemans picking up some good positions in the pocket now that he's come on. Højbjerg needs to keep working. Yeah, so I think Skipp has come into what would be that kind of Sarr role, another 8.
Yeah.
Along with Lo Celso, with Højbjerg just behind him. And now Johnson's gone on to the left and Kulusevski to the right.
Just to give us a bit more protection in that.
That's a good ball. Son is now one-on-one with Konza. Is that his name? Yeah, Konza.
Yeah.
But he needs help.
Sonny's going to have to do his own. Gets a great ball.
It's an unbelievable save from the keeper. Johnson did great.
Jeez.
No.
Højbjerg. Great save.
Højbjerg.
By Martinez.
Yeah.
From outside the box.
Saves. He's a world-class keeper and a former Gooner. I hate to say it.
Oh, jeez. Do you know what? It's like The chances they get, they take, like you said, clinical.
We've played very well.
The chances we get, we're not putting in the net. No. It's as simple as that. I'm not mad at the performance. I really am not. I'm really not.
We need to get Son into a good chance, though, because he is our elite finisher. Oh, we've done something new and just cornered straight to their defender, and now they're in.
I don't think we read it either, if that was intentional. It was like a low and a hard cross, but it wasn't.
Bailey's done. Oh, Bailey playing well.
Okay, he's confident.
Yeah,
he's very confident. And he, like I say, it's typical, but he is a confidence player, Bailey.
Come on, Skippy, you got to work both ways. Get off the pitch. Get off the pitch. Ugh.
And now we're going to have to drop in our half again. We're going to have to work hard defensively.
That was some beautiful football there, though.
It was.
Really made some great chances. Brennan Johnson, I think it was.
Yeah, it was Brennan Johnson.
He took it early.
I was
still a good save.
The keeper did well to save that.
I think he thought the guy was going to get back on him.
Poro's having to work hard here. Close that angle down for Digne.
Oh, Digne, good ball. Watkins in the box. Well done, Decky.
Well done.
Now find a ball.
Skip into Decky again. Decky's off. Decky's running. I think Decky's playing well today.
He is playing well. He hasn't got the pace for this, though.
No,
he's used his bum. He's used his arse. He's got a big arse, Decky.
Go on, Decky. Right foot. Unlucky. I want him to play it across the box on his right foot, and then Son's on the back post to finish it. But I'm not mad. At least he's got end product. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Brennan Johnson there showing that.
And then let's see the shot, because it came then back out from Kulusevski to Højbjerg on the first time shot, bends it, and it's oh my god, it's going in the top corner, and Martinez gets across and one-hands it past the post.
Yeah.
Oh, that's basically it was exactly the goal that Thomas Partey scored against Spurs at our place last season, except Lloris didn't save it. That's the difference. Martinez.
Sometimes you think that a keeper's meant to save that, but actually it's to reflect the quick reactions and the reflexes of the keeper that gets down quick enough to save those type of chances that happen quite early. Because I even saw it late. I didn't expect him to take it so early, but he's got down and he's done a good save.
Sky Sports have put a stat up saying 8 goals have been scored at White Hart Lane at the Tottenham Stadium past the 73rd minute this season. So what they're basically saying is expect more goals in this kind of last 20 minutes. It's 16 minutes, but there'll be at least, you'd have thought, 6 or 7.
Basically, we're basically losing, so we have to go for it now.
Yeah. And I think
that's what
we basically have been going for it.
And if we push up the pitch again, we're going to be
good ball
vulnerable.
from Ben Davis there into Brennan Johnson. Use your strength, Brennan. Well done.
Well done, Brennan. Well done, Brennan. Well done.
Destiny's not been in the game for the last 10, 15 minutes. We need to get him in. Maybe he's tired. He hasn't played for a few weeks, has he?
He hasn't.
Højbjerg plays a nice little mid-range ball out to Kulusevski. Needs help.
Includes his chest.
Needs help. Help him out.
Shapes his body. Goes on the outside. Comes on his left foot. And
took one touch too long, I think.
I was hoping he would cross it a bit earlier or take a shot. He did neither.
Didn't quite have the space.
Managed to get a tackle off.
Come on. The crowd are sensing that we need a bit of support here. Højbjerg, brave enough to try and beat a man then, did well.
That's what
Udogie now on the ball, gives it out to Johnson. Get outside him, Udogie. Yeah, that's the run. Well done. Now get it across the box. There's nobody in there.
No one's in there.
Good defending from Pau Torres.
We need a striker.
When Spurs were interested in Pau Torres, a lot of the kind of Spurs influencers who are more tactically minded than me talked about him being unable to win the ball in the air. He scored a goal for them against us in the air today, so I wonder about that one. Maybe they just meant defensively in duels.
You know what it was? A lot of people reading the stats too much, and sometimes they read into the stats wrongly.
Yeah.
And that's where you can get it wrong sometimes, because even Mickey van der Ven, he hasn't got great stats in terms of aerial ability, but guess what? He's not bad in the air. He's not, from what I've seen. So
good ball in from Decky. Has he put too much on it for Skip? Yeah, he has. I'd say with Van der Ven, what I noticed a bit is that he doesn't challenge for aerial duels that much, but because he knows his pace is quick enough that if they flick it on past him, he will win that back.
But at the same time, when it has come in the air and he had to make a challenge, he's not being bad in the air. So and that's what I mean. Sometimes stats can be misleading or could be misrepresented. If you don't look at the player properly. And a lot of people were looking at data-led analytics, and that's where they were getting some of their decisions from, you know.
Yeah, should say thank you to the 1,500 or so people watching us right now on We Are Tottenham TV. Let's hope that Spurs can turn this round. If you like what you're watching, if you like a bit of what I'm talking about, waffle most of the time, do come to my channel, The Spurred On Podcast, which is at youtube.com/@BarnabySlater_, or wherever you get your podcast platforms, be that Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Google. And Ash is going to tell you where you can see him.
And the rest of us on Southview COYS TV. It's quite a lot of us, to be fair. So, yeah, make sure you jump on. We've got all different views on football. especially Spurs ones.
Great stuff. Spurs have just won a throw-in out wide.
Come on. Short pass.
Just need to make some more chances and be
pass.
more clinical, Tottenham Hotspur. Come on, make this a joyous Sunday for me somehow.
Spread the play, open them up, create holes in their attack, in their defence. Sorry.
Be interesting to see. I know. As I mentioned earlier, Villa have had a few injuries, but they haven't had like the 10 or 11 injuries that we have. Be interesting to see whether they manage to get away with any kind of injury problems on that level for the rest of the season.
They've actually been able to build on their squad, whereas we haven't.
Yeah, that's true.
They had that summer window with Emery, so there we go.
Oh, Gio.
Yeah, it's broken.
Did that not hit his hand?
Oh,
I thought that hit his hand. That was an optical illusion, obviously.
He played the ball a bit too square for me. If he cuts it back a little bit
Skippy.
more.
Well done, Skippy. Keep working. At the back, Bailey is free if Watkins can find him. Okay, they've just cut it back. This is Villa on the transition.
Midfield, I need you here. Midfield, I need you closer to the players. And this is what I'm talking about.
Gio is knackered, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, definitely. Again, I need a midfielder to drop off here, at the edge of the box. Here, you need to be closer, just to stop that.
Right.
And that's the difference, actually. That's where they're getting in behind sometimes.
I think both teams are suffering a little bit from the pace of this game that's been the first kind of...
And again, we're going to have to transition. And at times, you just kind of need to hold on to the ball. I know the crowd want them to go forward, but it's tight. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of running. I'll be real.
11 minutes left now.
Okay, now...
we lost the ball and they're in. Ollie Watkins is in and Royale has gone out wide to get him.
That's good, he stood his ground. Next midfielder, come on.
Well done, Oliver Skip.
There we go, look after it now. There we go.
What's he seen there? Is Sonny in?
And Sonny's in.
No, it's Brennan Johnson who's in. Sonny's got to get near him. Johnson looks absolutely blowing at the moment. He's tired.
Go on, Johnson. Pull it back for him. Pull it back for him. You can't see him on the edge of the box. You can't see him.
Do you see what I mean? He looked leggy, didn't he?
Yeah, he
looks
did.
really leggy. So the options are Donnelly, Valise, I guess, could come on for him.
He tried to slow it down and then explode out. That's what he tried to do.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I know what you mean. He's trying to slow the defender.
He slows it down. He gets close to him, and then he tries to explode. But I'm looking at the edge of the area. Skip was that Skip that was running in?
Yeah,
I'm assuming it was because he's just been brought on. So
but it was a tired cross in the end.
It was.
Diego Carlos for Villa has gone down. They're number 3, so that's probably a little bit of time wasting. Maybe we could put a Valise on. He's good in the air. We could try and get some cross in the box. We should say there, an incredible first-time volleyed ball from Gio Lo Celso, who I've been very impressed with today.
He was.
Poplio shall fight, says bring Valise on. Surf South says Johnson not fit. Corbinista, this is like Arsenal handing over first place to City. Put the ball forward, missed Perisic and Manuel Solomon. So
Do you think it's too early to look at league position, like as in terms like, do we go for it right now, or do you think like
to look at what? Sorry,
to look at league position, because he said like Arsenal, we're handing over to Arsenal, blah blah blah. Are we still in the build? Is that allowed? Do you know what I mean? Do you think we need to go for it now and look at that league position and think, look, we've got a chance, let's go for it?
Chance for Villa. Good save from Vic.
Great save.
I just think, I'm afraid to say, I think Arsenal just look really strong. They've got a chance. Oh, wow.
How did he not miss it?
I don't know how Ollie Watkins has missed the chance of the back stick, but Ben Davies did brilliantly there.
Davies did well.
What's he given?
Are they looking for a foul? Or?
It's a good save from Vicario, and it breaks. Yeah. So Alan Smith on COYS has said we look out on our feet, and I completely agree. We look knackered.
Good defending by Davies.
Really good defending from Ben Davies at the back stick. The ball kind of gets crossed in to the back stick high.
We need substitutions. I agree. We need substitutions.
He might have to take a risk and bring on players.
It's very risky.
Ben
but
Davies
at this point, you're right. They look very leggy.
Yeah.
And we're trying to do the direct football, the in behind, really quick.
Watkins got a yellow card for blocking the quick goal kick, which should have been... Oh, what has he done?
Oh, but it's coming. It came off.
Yeah, okay.
And out wide now. Out wide. And now we've got to attack again. He's done so much running. Bless him. One more run, one more pass in there.
Well done, Brennan.
He's done him. He's done him.
Oh, should have given it early. Was he offside there?
He's going to cut in. No, he wasn't. Cut back.
Go off corner.
And it's a corner. What can we make of that? That's not easy. Listen, it's not easy. I know we're like attack.
No, none of it is. They've put a lot into this game.
Listen, I'm talking from experience. That's why I say it. I know these are top athletes, but like at the end of the day, you're human.
If ever there was a time for us to get a set piece goal, it would be now.
Yeah.
Because it would give them momentum and a spring in their step for this last 10 minutes or so.
It would, because I'm sure they'll be added on time. Our referee's pulled it.
Yeah, John McGinn's fallen on the floor as he likes to do.
They're trying to waste time now.
We'll see.
Secure the game.
Come on, we don't score many set pieces this season. We scored loads last year because we had the Italian set piece merchant
this is
as the
Angie's
coach.
team. We don't stop. That's what I'm going to say.
That's it. We don't stop. That's it.
Still believe, man. Don't give up hope. Come on, let's go.
Oh, it's gone very deep to Martinez. Terrible corner from Porro. And they're diving on the ball.
Yeah, don't worry. There's going to be added on time.
Oh,
Slow it down a bit. Catch your breath.
Guys at home, don't forget, straight after the game pretty much, we will be doing our instant match reaction. And then not long after that, we will be doing our post-match fan show where you guys have the opportunity to call in and we'll talk to you about this. I'm still hopeful that Spurs can pull this from the flames and give us some excitement to talk about. It's been a good game. I think we played well, but as expected against a good team like this, we are going to give up chances, and Villa have been clinical and Spurs less so.
Great ball.
Great ball from Højbjerg.
Great ball.
That's some lovely football again.
Fantastic.
Comes to Kulusevski, who's got some help from Porro this time.
Oh, maybe not. The chance is gone.
Okay, Oliver Skip on the edge of the box now. He's not going to look for anything too difficult.
Lovely. Cute ball.
Oh, he's dinked it to the back stick.
He hasn't got the quality. He hasn't got the quality.
But we're still on with Brennan Johnson. I can see what he was trying there. That was interesting.
I don't knock it. I'm just saying
Ben Davis now up in the attack and crosses it to nobody.
Yeah, again,
back to Decky.
He's not there. It's unfortunate.
Okay, it's been replenished again, bringing it out again. Some nice 1-2 touch stuff in here in Spurs.
Go out wide, please. On the left.
Emerson Royale has the ball now.
There. That's cool.
Okay, out to Johnson.
Look how high we are. Look how high our defenders are.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Go on.
Gone for the dink. There's no one there, but it comes out to Decky. He wants it on his left foot, as per usual.
Well done, well done, well done. And now, one more. Finish it. Oh, off the post!
Yes!
Offside!
Please don't be offside. Oh, my God. The fourth. The fourth disallowed goal of the game. A brilliant shot comes off the post.
We need to put him in.
Who hit the shot?
The lying school. Venables is coming on, as you said.
They're bringing on Venables, but who hit the shot? So it's lovely football. Kulusevski gets it on the touchline.
That's what I liked. He looked after it. He played that ball.
Lays it back. A lovely back heel from Lo Celso. Porro. Oh, Sonny. I think he is off.
Oh, yeah, he's off. Just.
Jesus Christ. The fourth goal of the game that has been disallowed. How many were there against Chelsea? 5? Yeah, and it's been rubber stamped. Who's coming off for Venables? Is it Lo Celso? Yeah, Lo Celso, who's played very well.
He's tired.
But frankly, I feel like the only person who might pick out Venables with a cross would be Lo Celso. I guess Kulusevski might. Chance for Venables to make himself a hero. A young player playing in maybe on his 3rd or 4th cameo. Opportunity. He's big. He's good in the air.
15 shots total to Spurs against Aston Villa's 14 total shots. 8 shots on target for Spurs. 5 shots for Aston Villa. 6 shots off target for Villa and 7 shots off target for Spurs. So there's not much in it.
Oh, Pierre has just given a horrible pass to...
That's hospital. Difference is we've had more possession, but it doesn't matter because we're losing 2-1.
Yeah. This would be Villa's 3rd win in a row against Spurs. Tielemans, well done. That was Venables there, I think, wasn't it? Go back to keep up. Well done, Destiny Doggy. It's the 85th minute.
Composure.
We're still making chances. I'm telling you, if we can score a goal anywhere around or before the 90th minute, I could see us still getting another one even.
Yes, it's true.
But also, as a Spurs fan, I could see us scoring a goal and conceding another one.
The more you push, the more... Yeah, it works both ways, basically. Let's see what happens.
Police doing his shoelace up
looks
weirdly.
After it. We tried to press the ball there. It goes over the top.
Villa do look good. Yeah, we're very wide open at the back now. Dean, another cross coming in. Good clearance. Okay, Kulusevski.
Head up. Look after
this is Venables. Got to be strong, boy.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, he takes it away from him.
Oh, it was Son. Sorry, I thought that was Venables. With his back to goal.
He's complaining, saying he was brought down, but the referee hasn't given it.
So where is Son going to play now that Venables is on? Venables is playing very central. So I guess they're kind of playing more of a 2 up front now. Going to be like even more open going forward.
Like a
going back, sorry.
That's my guess.
Villa fans loving this at the moment, and understandably so. I just want to call again, as many people I'm sure do, how much I hate Alan Smith being on co-commentary for Spurs games. He's such
great play.
An Arsenal bloke.
Great play.
Emerson Royale, give it to someone better than you. Oh, and he's made a secondary run.
Give it back to him. He's confident.
No, don't give it back to him. Decky trying to do it on his own a bit, needs help. And there is Emerson Royale, who can play in this position, of course.
I don't mind. You know what? You see that run he did? He's taking players away with him.
Yeah,
Even though
yeah.
like he might have not the quality further forward. That's what we need.
Go on, Destiny.
There we go. There we go.
I know Gio was tired, but we are now very...
Go on, 1-2, 1-2. Give it back to him. Get out your feet, please. Get it out your feet. Get it out.
Well done.
It's got to get it out your feet, and then you hit the shot.
What I was going to say is we just look a bit turgid in central midfield now.
They got the two. Now the
And
midfield's
Villa are on
opened
the
up.
break.
4 against 3, but players are walking back. We'll get him
Pierre
back. They're
Højbjerg
dropping
working
back.
hard. Go on, Destiny.
That's the pace. It's the pace. Look after it.
Well
Stand
done,
him up.
Destiny.
Well
It's
done.
just
Good
bounced to
standing
them
him up.
again.
They got nothing.
He was
It's all
offside there, I
It's all
think. Yeah. He's off.
Yeah, it's fine. We did well.
88th
We did well to
minute.
recover the pace back. 80th minute, as you said.
John says Spurs the biggest embarrassment in London. I'm not sure you're a Spurs fan if you think that. One Insomniac says sell Son this January before anyone realises he's fallen off so far. I think he scored 8 Premier League goals. He's our elite finisher. I don't agree. What I was trying to say is I just think, I know Lo Celso was tired, but I think we just look a little lacking creativity with the 3 in midfielders, Skip, Højbjerg, and I guess Sonny is playing a bit deeper now maybe, so it's just 2 in midfield really.
It's gotten back to 2 in midfield.
Yeah.
You can see them as well, the way they're positioned.
Yeah, the
But
atmosphere...
Porro has to help out in that position and kind of invert.
Yeah, the
and
atmosphere
thicken
has
up the
dropped
midfield.
at the stadium.
We need to roar them on. This is where we need the fans now.
Yeah,
We need to
completely
push them
agree.
on.
Completely agree. They've
There
worked
we
it
go.
out well to
patient, that was
Kulusevski,
good.
who's got
Through
the most...
in the middle. Can you see him? Can you see him in the middle?
No, but
Yes, he's done well.
He's
He's holding
beaten a
on to it.
man.
He's done well.
He's going to win a free kick there.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
I would argue
Well
Kulusevski might have been our best player today.
Yeah.
He's
Kulu for me.
second
Kulu.
half stamina
Gio.
has been unbelievable. Yeah, Gio as well. But that will all be talked about in our instant match reaction,
So
where
make
we will
sure you come
hand
on.
out our man of the match. It's been very disappointing so far, but can we make this a classic old school Spurs day where we score a goal or 2 in the last few minutes? It's coming up to the 90th minute now, so we'll be working out how much added time there will be. What are you going to say? I'm going to say 6. I mean, he found 6 in the first half, but
Yeah, 5 with a bit more spice. 5 minutes and spice.
it's got to be more than 5, surely.
5 with some spice.
He found 6 in the first half, and then he gave 9.
Yeah, that's what I mean. 5 with some
Right,
tax.
stay on side, boys. Please stay on side.
Sonny, a couple yards, please.
Stay
Thank
on
you.
side.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a good ball.
Oh,
no,
no
it's
on the back
nobody
post,
to the
no one on
back
the back
post.
post, no one
He's
on the
found
back
6
post.
added minutes.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, Villa. Yeah, Alan Smith is saying it, and I agree. Villa, in set-piece situations, do have the upper hand. They're a taller side. And they're bringing on some legs now to see it out. 2 substitutions being made. Oh, so, don't want to be negative, but this would be 3 losses in a row, and we go to the Etihad Stadium next week. Possibly looking at 4 on the spin under Big Ange, and people will start getting livid. But not me, because I think we're playing for the longer term.
I personally think we played well today. I said it all along. I'm not too gung-ho on the result, and that's the reason why I asked you, how do you feel about this whole positioning where we are on the table?
Yeah.
For me, it's about building a culture, building an identity, a style of play. No matter what players we have,
Yeah.
this is the style of play we have. We need a few windows for it to actually work and be implemented. And loads of rival fans are saying, "No, you can't do that, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah." I don't care what the rival fans say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
13 games into a project.
We've made a bit of a
Shoot.
rod for our own back, unfortunately, by having such a great start. It's actually like if we hadn't had such a great start, then nobody would be
The expectation
thinking
wouldn't
that
be there,
way,
yeah,
right?
exactly,
You know,
exactly.
Newcastle, I think, have lost 3 games. I'm sure Villa have lost 3 games.
Yes, correct. That's
So
correct.
it's like, you know, actually we're in the same place as these clubs. It's just that
Exactly.
we won 8 and drew 2 of our first 10.
There you go.
So that's the difficulty. So 5 minutes to go. Spurs are top of the table when it comes to goals after 90 minutes this season. But we've just, since that substitution, I'd say we've lost a bit of momentum in the game. It's slowed down a little bit and we look a little bit sideways at the moment. But can we make
have
a
to-
chance?
Sometimes it's just patience because they've got 5, is it 4 at the back or 5 at the
Yeah,
back?
they've made defensive changes
They've
now.
done like a 5-4-1. So at times you have to, it's not going to be easy to play through them. And so you need to work the ball either around their
Yeah.
fullbacks, if that makes sense. So you
Yeah.
need to make passes sideways to go around them. Or sometimes you can try to pass forwards, but the midfield is so condensed and so narrow, it's hard to play through the lines, I call it.
Yeah.
So you're waiting for like an opening to happen, like now.
Well done.
Like now.
Won the ball
like
back.
now. Switch it. Switch a play.
Well, they've still got loads behind the...
One more.
Well, he's won a foul. Is that Venables who won that foul?
Yes.
Well
it
done,
is,
kid.
it is.
Threw himself down like a classic Argentinian. Now, we've got a set piece. We've got to do it better than we did last time, where he just hit it to the back stick and nobody was there. This needs to be a pacey, flat delivery, get people running onto it across the box.
Correct.
And it's got to be a great finish to beat Martinez, who's had a great game, to be
Venables
fair
back
to him.
stick for me.
That's it. Get Venables running onto him. Make yourself a hero, kid. You won the free kick. Porro is on it. I think Decky wants to take it left foot in swinging, but Porro's not letting him. Got to make your runs at the right time. It's not a good ball.
Oh, good defending.
Bring it down, Pedro. Oh, is it Brennan? Sorry, Brennan Johnson.
Head up, head up, head up, head up.
Needs
head up,
help,
head up,
needs
head
help,
up, head up.
needs help, though.
Strength. Referee.
Yes, it's another foul to Spurs.
Finally. Book him. Descent.
I think the set pieces have got to be whipped quicker. Porro's just kind of putting them there.
Yeah,
a bit more pace on them. Did you see how Trippier was taking his free kicks for Newcastle yesterday?
We're missing Maddison on that, actually. Maddison was quite good.
Another player of theirs has gone down, which could mean an extra bit of time on the end of the 6 minutes, hopefully.
Yeah, they're trying to add the time on the time. They're trying to waste time.
Paul says, move on, trust the process. Spurs aren't bad. I agree. Big City Fly fans with negative fan syndrome should find another team. Yeah, I agree. We've got to trust the process, but also let's get an equaliser.
Listen, there was loads of fans saying we were going to get whipped. I'm saying 3-1. I was hearing 4-1. We're going to get spanked. Villa going to be all over us, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
There's not been much in it.
No.
I've told you the stats, how much shots we've had, how much shots they've had. Off target, on target, chances created.
Come on, good delivery here, Pedro. Good delivery. Bit more pace on it.
That's
There
better.
is. Oh, it's good defending.
Good defending. And that's what we're asking for. Is that a corner or throw?
It's a corner. But it was good
Lovely.
defending. They are a bit bigger than us.
Can we in-swing it? I need an in-swinging cross.
Yeah, is Pedro going to in-swing it? Just don't kick it into the keeper's arms, Pedro.
In-swing it, out and in, out
That's
and
a better
in.
ball.
Bang, bang. Oh! I'm always saying that far post is key. That far post, if you gamble with a far post, no one's expecting it to come in there.
It's Royale at the front.
Oh, unlucky,
And
Sonny.
Konsa, I think, has given another corner away. So we're left foot whipping it in with
Kulu.
Decky. He's wanted a set piece for a
Out
while
to
now.
in. I need that ball to go out, then
Come on.
in. Back stick someone. Gamble.
Oh,
Too
he's
close
kicked
to
it
them.
straight into
Keeper read it.
Martinez's hands.
And
He's now going to
hogging it,
pretend
and
to
it's
be
bang, bang.
injured
Yep,
forever.
Yep. He's trying to kill it.
Oh, dearie boys.
We're in the last minute, guys, of injury time. We're in the last.
Yeah, Emerson Royale just in that previous corner flicked it at the far post and it went the near post and it went across the far post. Nobody was there. That's where Harry Kane would absolutely have been. He scored so many of those goals. But
I think set pieces wise, we just haven't been at it, like defending them or actually taking them much because we've had way more corners
Completely agree.
than them. We've had actually. Let me get the stats up now.
sometimes you just got to give it up. Emery has done a bit of a number on us here, and
We've actually had. Can't even find it.
22nd win in this calendar year for Villa if they win this game. That is an unbelievable
He's
record.
done an amazing job. Emery has. He really has. I'll give it to him. We've had 7 corner kicks to their 3.
Okay.
Yeah, let me update that. I might be late. That might be.
What's he given there? Hit the ref, so he's given drop ball. It should be our ball. Okay, it's 96th minute now. So how long is he going to find?
Imagine we've had the same amount of big chances, 3 and 3. They've just taken this.
Yeah.
The doggy, just stand them. Don't give away anything. There you go.
Villa smartly playing it into the corner by their fans as well. I have to say I had a lot of Villa fans in my comments this week saying they would beat us. You'll see. And it's looking like they're correct. I agree with what Ash was saying earlier. They're a bit further along in their project and you could see it. They just... And also, you know, defensively, they've got their better players defending, you know.
Yeah, and they've actually had one of their centre-backs in Carlos come back. And he's a top centre-back.
Yeah.
So you can see the depth they have. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, we've got a goal kick here.
I'll take pride in this result, man. Not the result, in the performance.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what some of the more negative Spurs fans say.
They will
about
scapegoat.
it.
They will scapegoat.
Oh,
They'll look at
Emerson.
individual players and say they're not good enough. And that's not going to help at all.
Have to say, Emerson Royale just tried to run it out defence and just took it the heaviest of touches and lost the ball. And now Villa running it in the corner again. We had a chance there to kind of make
For
an
me,
attack.
It's too lazy. Look at that. It's too late. Look, they're gonna. Yeah, smart playing. Smart playing.
Yeah, we've lost. I'm afraid.
It is what it is, man. Yeah, game over.
That's the end of the game.
Game over.
2-1 to Aston Villa. And that's their first win in 2 months away from home for Aston Villa. Shall we get straight into the post-match fan show? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the channel to take it away there. And, I mean... Hi guys, welcome to the post-match instant reaction show on We Are Tottenham TV. I'm Barnaby Slater from the Spurred On podcast. Check out that in the titles below. You can come and subscribe to me. Check out Ash. Ash, where can they find you?
Yes, you can find me on Southview COYS TV. That's Ashmatic, your boy. We've got quite a few other people on our channel with all different football views, so come check us out.
But this is We Are Tottenham TV. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe, drop a comment. Let us know what you thought about the Tottenham Hotspur 1, Aston Villa 2 game that has literally just finished. A bit of a sickener for Tottenham Hotspur is what I'd say. We played excellently on the front foot, in my opinion. I'm very positive about Big Ange. I'm very positive about the type of football we're trying to play. We made numerous chances. We made 3 gilt-edged chances in the first 5 minutes of the game, but we weren't clinical enough. Let's not forget, we lost our elite superstar striker this season, and this game is maybe one of the first times where I've watched Spurs this season and thought, that is a game that would have had a different result had Harry Kane been playing. Ash, I'm going to ask you, mate, what are your kind of initial thoughts to that 2-1 defeat?
Bentancur. That's it. That's what I got to say. Bentancur. Basically, they scored against the run of play, right? In my opinion. I think the last 5 minutes, we kind of down tools a little bit.
Of the first half, yeah.
Of the first half, yeah. We lost our way, but I thought up until then, we were creating chances. And as you said before, we just wasn't clinical. In that final third, we were either not cutting it back, not gambling, not taking enough chances, risking it, or taking too many touches. I saw that chance of Kulusevski. I was like, oh my days. He's actually beating the keeper.
Yeah.
How do you not finish? Hits the post.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. But I was really happy. Just the actual starting lineup from Big Ange, being so positive, picking a lineup where very front-footed, took a risk, not playing a centre-back at centre-back. Do you know what I mean?
4 full-backs in our back 4 today.
Exactly. So he will come under criticism, no doubt. But for me, I think it was the right play, the right style of play, and we had the right intentions. Control midfield, I thought we had that, and that's what I was worried about. I thought players like McGinn, Douglas Luiz, I thought even Kamara.
Yeah, Leon Bailey, when he came on, looked good as well.
I just thought that was the area where they were going to take charge of things. And I thought we did quite well. I thought we won the ball quite high up.
Yeah.
I thought Lo Celso was very competitive and also just made it look very easy when he played those, like the pass before the pass, if that makes sense. The key passes.
Yeah.
He was controlling that midfield alongside Bentancur, doing it really quickly. And to be fair, when Bentancur did come off with the little niggle, we're not sure what it is at the moment, but when Højbjerg did come on, I thought he was quite... he was good. He was good.
Yeah, I thought
positive.
I thought so too. I thought Højbjerg said played well. Kind of, I'd give him kind of 6.5, 7 out of 10. What I'd say is, you mentioned Bentancur at the start there, and you mentioned him again. Matty Cash injured him with kind of the second terrible Matty Cash challenge to injure one of our players in just a few seasons. He did it previously to Matt Doherty as well, obviously. How much did we miss Bentancur? I mean, obviously, I agree. I think Højbjerg did okay, but in terms of when we had transitions and being able to play a kind of final ball and get us into good positions, I personally think we would have got much more of that from Bentancur had he stayed on the pitch.
Do you think, being cynical, that they said, like, put a man on Bentancur? Like, he's the one that knits it together. He's the jelly. He's the one that's going to be that important midfielder. He's the 6. And Emre's got a folder on each player, and he was like, I think Bentancur might start. We need someone that's going to be close to him, aggressive as well, because he's got that, meniscus ACL injury on his knee. He might not be as explosive, or he might not be as sharp. And if we get a man on him and they say, look, Cash, as soon as he gets this ball, I want you to press him high, fast, and aggressive. And I think that's what happened. Unfortunately for us, Cash was late. He got the yellow card, and Emre was happy enough to take him off, and he did his job.
Yeah.
He literally did his job, took him off, and McGinn as well. McGinn did the job as well. Challenges were late, just untidy play, trying to disrupt our momentum. That's what I felt.
I completely agree, because I think that starting 3 in midfield of Bentancur, Lo Celso, and then Kulusevski playing in the 10, it was looking really good, really exciting. And that's something, if we'd stuck with, I'm going to put my neck on the line and say I think we would have won that game.
Yeah,
I do, because in that first half, as you mentioned, we had all of the game, in my opinion, but we lost concentration in the last few minutes, and that's what happened. But that was after Bentancur had to come off. I hear what you're saying. look, I'm open to conspiracy theories. Why not? I think it's more possible personally that Villa had just had a goal disallowed because of VAR. Cash was really frustrated about it and took it out on the first player he saw, and unfortunately that was Bentancur. And if Bentancur is missing for next week and longer, that will be a huge loss to us. Obviously we have Bissouma back fit next week, but like I said, I thought Lo Celso and Bentancur looked good when they were on the pitch together. And I guess we should also talk about Bryan Hill, who got his first start for a long time today. A lot of comments not being overly positive to Bryan Hill, but I thought he did okay.
It was a mixed bag for him. I felt like decision-making, sometimes poor. And I think that's where he lost the ball a lot of the time. And I think that's where people are like, he's not strong enough on the ball. And actually, I think in his mind, he's not quick enough to make a decision. He sees a player in front of him. Does he go on the outside? Does he go on the inside? And sometimes he was going on the outside and he wasn't beating his player. But actually, when he did make his mind up quite quickly, he was able to come inside at times, get that ball off. And then sometimes when he did get outside, he was able to whip balls in, beautiful crosses that some of our strikers should have been on to. Do you know what I mean? Some of our front forward players, our attacking players, get on that end of that, and then actually we could score a goal or two. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the quality was there in the final third, but we just wasn't clinical. And I want to mention Brennan as well. A lot of the players did a lot of running, and I felt when we ran out of steam, that's when we got punished.
Yeah.
And I felt the distances, I always talk about the space between the players. That goal we conceded by Watkins, when Watkins received the ball from Tielemans, I think that was a masterstroke from Emery, bringing Tielemans in. Tielemans inverts because he's meant to play as a wide right player, but he kind of inverts, comes in, thickens up the midfield, and sees the pass early, keeps it simple. He's really good technically. Finds Watkins, they do a 1-2, and there was no pressure on Ollie Watkins whatsoever because we were so front-footed, trying to push up the pitch. Actually, Højbjerg and Lo Celso were out of position, no pressure on them, weren't tight enough, and that's when they got in behind those lines. And then obviously people looking at Ben Davies and they're blaming Mr. Royale, saying too slow, not good enough, haven't got the awareness, not good enough, basically. And this is what the thing I'm saying. As fans, we're very good at scapegoating individuals as opposed to thinking like the context. What happened was we were actually pushing for the game. We did a lot of running. You could see it. Brendan Johnson was looking so leggy, but the bench was so bare thin that we had no one else to bring on to replace him. And obviously, they're going to push up the field a lot more because we're not able to get back in time. We're running high up the pitch and then we're having to get back. And then all of a sudden, they score. Like, it's no surprise. It's no surprise they got into the game at that point. Do you know what I mean? And so, he called it on the 60th minute as well.
So are you saying in terms of that second goal, even though Ollie Watkins got in between Royale and Davis, what we really struggle with is not getting enough pressure on the ball to stop that easy 1-2 from happening. Because I think, from my point of view, and I said it during the live show, I think what happened was there'd been so many attacks and counterattacks in one that we all just as a team were just like, okay, we haven't got the ball, but it doesn't look that dangerous because they were moving the ball quite slowly. But actually then what happened, as you said, is Watkins laid the ball into Tielemans, and Tielemans, because he was new on the pitch and is a, like you said, technically gifted player with good vision, laid it back quickly, a little bit of quick movement, and an early finish with Vicario didn't have a chance.
And that's what I was saying. I know like we like to go gun-ho, 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 but at times, sometimes when you slow it down and then speed it up, that can work in your favour also. And that's what I was talking about. In terms of game state, you need to control the game sometimes. I know people hate backwards, sideways, but you're trying to find a small gap. You're trying to find little holes in between the lines. And when you're moving the ball sideways, backwards, sometimes you're just tiring out the opposition because they're trying to press. They're trying to win the ball back. And then that small pocket where that player hasn't got in that position, that's when you hit it. And that's what happened to us. And I think that was the difference. I think with Emery, he was tactically able to be flexible and know actually at times we're going to have the ball and sometimes we're not going to rush it. We're going to be able to. But I think with Ange, and there's no critique to Ange, this, all it was that compared to how we played against Wolves, where we were just so flaccid, we were so null and void, we were like lackluster.
We were waiting for something to happen.
He said, listen, we need to take control of the game. We need to be a lot more front-footed. And I think we saw that. But the problem was, at times, we lacked that technicality in that midfield where we could slow it down, we could control the ball. And you saw it time and time again. Porro miscontrolled the ball. You saw Emerson Royal miscontrolled. Even Udogie miscontrolled. Bryan Hill miscontrolled. Because at times, like, we just didn't know when to slow it down. Even Kulu sometimes made a few mistakes where I'm like, just take an extra.
He took
sorry, the other way around. He took too many touches.
Too many touches.
Too many touches, and that was with Brighton Hill as well. Too many touches at times, and that's when we lost the ball. Instead of making a simple pass, but even still, sometimes we were too close as a unit. If you open up the pitch and you spread out, that player's not going to miss that player. They're going to spread out. They're going to make that pass because we couldn't see the pass, and that's the reason why we were holding on to the ball way too long at times, and then we lost possession, and that's when it broke down. And then they quickly transitioned.
Before we go, I want to talk a little bit about some of the players on the bench. I want to mention a little bit Oliver Skipp. He came on for the last kind of 10-15 minutes, and I think his performance today in that 10-15 minutes was basically exactly the same as every cameo he's had this season, where he just doesn't seem into the pace of games. He's obviously not getting any rhythm because he's not playing any games, and he looks a little bit lost on the pitch. I want to ask just where you think Oliver Skipp's career goes from here, because I think if we were able to, with numbers, if our midfield wasn't completely decimated by injury in January, I would be tempted to try and get Oliver Skipp a Premier League move on loan to try and get some minutes under his belt and get him up to the kind of level again that he was when he was on loan at Norwich. And I have Norwich fan friends who think he's the best player that they've had there for years. I think at the moment it's not looking great for him.
It's not looking good, I'll be real. But the thing is, we're so light in numbers. Do you risk taking another player out of that midfield because Bentancur's come off injured? Lo Celso was dying out there, he was shattered. And so the more they play, obviously, the more match fitness they come. But it comes down to technical ability, because at times when we needed that killer pass, I'm not saying he hasn't got it in him. And again, you're right, sharpness comes into it, rhythm comes into it. But at times, there was a final ball I needed him to deliver, like a cross or a diagonal ball. And it just wasn't there, like at that time when we needed it. And we needed to be in that game when we're chasing it, we're 2-1 down, we kind of need that quality in midfield. And sometimes he lacks that. He has industry, he has legs, he's got energy. He does. That I can't, take away from him. And him as an English player as well, that's something we got to know. I don't think they will get rid of him because of the English homegrown quota. That's it.
And just one other thing, Man City away next week, obviously. Eric Dyer was dropped today for Emerson Royal. Yeah. Do you think Dyer will come back in against Man City and maybe Royal was brought in because of Watkins' pace? Or do you think Royal will keep his place against Man City?
That's a good question. And we're playing them next week.
Yeah, next Sunday, I think.
So we've got a whole week to recover. It all depends on how Ange sees it.
What would you do? What would you do?
Me personally?
Yeah.
You know what? Emerson's got his ways about him. He's got a mistake in him, but at least he was brave and he allowed us to play the football that we wanted. Okay. There's pros and cons, and a lot of people critiquing him because he's not good enough on the ball. High up the pitch, I agree. In that final third, that's when he goes missing. Yeah. But as a centre-back, I thought he was doing the short passes well, was quite accurate. At times in that second half when we did need to press high, he did get involved. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Defending, he wasn't too bad. Defensively, I didn't think it was too bad up until that chance, until that Watkins goal. Yeah. So I personally would keep him. I would. Okay. I mean, if you put Eric Dyer, then do we risk having another Wolves performance with Højbjerg in again?
Anything's possible. So, guys, that was your instant match reaction with me, Barnaby Slater, from the Spurred On podcast. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more of me, check out my daily content on the Spurred On podcast. My handle is in the title. It's at Barnaby Slater _ on YouTube. And you can find me on the podcast platforms, which like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Give us a follow and a subscribe. And find Ash at Southview COYS. Give him a subscribe and a follow. We are going to be back in a few minutes' time with our post-match fan show where you guys can call in and speak to us about that game. Something tells me, Ash, there are going to be some quite, let's say, noisy opinions. Make sure you give We Are Tottenham TV a subscribe and comment and follow wherever you can find them. And we'll see you for that post-match fan show in a few minutes' time. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Love, love, love.